Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's go, baby! It's Monday. I'm feeling absolutely beautiful. I got a workout in like you wouldn't believe. Wasn't I pumping it, babe? Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. We were pumping hard. No, my wife's pregnant. I'm not pumping anything right now. But, you know, I was working out hard. God bless everybody here on the live. Just wanted to get you guys excited, give you a bit of a laugh. How's everybody doing as I get the wire off of my mouse here? And I felt beige today. Never wore this shirt. Brand new shirt. I did have to buy a new shirt. Why do I keep buying shirts? You tell me. I have an obsession with collared shirts. These two buttons, pain in the butt. Shout out to everybody here. I love you. I appreciate you. Let's get that music back up and running. Hope you're feeling wonderful, having a great day. I come here every single day to make you happy, to bring the love, to keep you going, to inspire you, to teach you that you can too, and to show you that through consistency, that we can do anything we want with our lives, but we must have discipline and focus, which then brings the consistency, and we can do that together every single day. So let's do it today like we do every single day here on the channel. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's take a lemon. Let's put it into the water. Oop, I just spilled onto my stream deck. Yikes. And you got the wrong thing here. Let's put the lemon into the water here. Shout out to the channel sponsors, I Trust Capital, BingX, and the best channel sponsor, me, CryptoLifer.com. Each and every one of you sponsor me amazingly well. My trading group does so well. We don't really need that many sponsors. We do amazing on our own. It's like a politician that has his own funding, right? We don't have to go out there and beg for sponsors, but I do really handpick my sponsors, and that's the thing. So if I do work with a sponsor, it's because I think they're amazing, and I just really have integrity. BOOKMAP, so much integrity. BingX, integrity, and I Trust Capital, 3 companies that I really stand behind. So if I'm going to share my space with anybody, as you can see, and put a logo on this screen, it's going to have the integrity that I have with my family name. So shout out to everybody here. I love you. I appreciate you. Bought a chunk of STX this morning. Been staking for last year, earning Bitcoin like magic. Shout out to Jason Parrish, earning Bitcoin on his stacks. What a smart man. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water. Let's stay hydrated, and let's decalcify that pineal gland, get ourselves on another level. And shout out to everybody that's jumping on in. We're going to show you the trades we made in the trading group last night. We took gains this morning. I took gains live in front of everybody in the update video that I gave, and then I made another trade in front of everybody, and I gave it to us in the trading group. We took gains again. We hit both targets beautifully well, and I'm going to talk about it and break it down, and you're going to see how if just one night in the trading group could have helped you make gains on a Sunday night too, one of the worst nights to trade, and we still were able to make gains. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in, and appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Yes, and MEXC does have integrity. Everyone that slandered MEXC, every time we deep dive into it, we find there's just, a lack of substance behind it. They point fingers, they scream, they yell. I have 1,000 people that would be emailing me left and right if MEXC had a problem. You know what I mean? So I'd be the first one to tell you. Also, withdrawals happen every single night like clockwork. I'd be the first one to tell you withdrawals don't work. So all I could tell you is I've never had an issue. And I've seen some people say, oh, my stop got missed. I've read like 10 comments in my life, 10 or 20, where some people say but that's when you have low liquidity, you're trading high leverage on a crap coin. It could happen on any exchange. And at the same time, I tell everyone, keep all your money on a hardware wallet. I keep all my money on hardware wallets. I talk about the Tangent. I talk about Trezor. I keep Trezor touches. You must keep most of your money on a hardware wallet. You know what I mean? For me, no more than 30% of my net worth can be on an exchange. And even that's a little high. But to me, that's the limit that I am able to put up. So you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But, I'm going to talk about things and I'm secure, and anything can happen. Get yourself a phone that nobody else knows and uses to get 2 phone lines. One that you use regularly and one that you use to back up all your 2FAs, and don't touch that. You know what I mean? Super, super important. So all these factors come into play. It's definitely something that you want to think about. And you also get yourself a FIDO key on your email address. A FIDO key. You're like, what is that? FIDO-KEY. Get yourself a FIDO key. Attach it to your email. Yubico makes them. YubiKey makes good ones. They're all over the place. But discover YubiKey. Strong 2-factor authentications to secure anything you want. You can secure your email address. You can even use your Trezor Touch to do this. All right? You can use your Trezor or your Trezor Touch to do this. I highly advise you get this going on any email that you have on. Any email. You can go into the backend security and usually add a FIDO key to your email. If you're not doing this, you're not one of the most secure people in the world. I want to be one of those people. All right? Shout out to everybody here. Look, we got a shoulder, a head, and a possible right shoulder here on the 1 minute time frame that we may be able to exploit for some gains here on the live stream. We're going to break this down for you like we do every single day. Shout out to the 690 people on the live stream. I believe there's more people here on the live. Somehow something weird's going on because we have more people in the trading group. And we know the trading group's heavy. So we know that we have over 1,100 people in the trading group. So we already know that this number's not right, this 690 number. We know there's more people because more people pay than are on the live stream. That doesn't make sense. And I know people that all come to the live. So we know we have over 1,000 people on the live already. We already know that. So I don't even look at the 720 number. It can't be real. God bless you all. Your cyber call took off. Bang, bang, bang. Let's take a look at cyber USDT from last night too as well. Just want to clean up from what happened. Ooh, wow. Massive move to the upside for cyber. Almost hit the target. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to anyone that jumped into cyber last night. And you know who gave us cyber, who was looking at it after hours investing. I give credit where credit's due. Shout out to my team. And that's why you're going to make gains no matter what in the trading group. Shout out to everybody. But I did see it, and then my system said, you know, that's a go-go. That is a go-go for gains. So cyber, USDT, and team, you can grab that screenshot from yesterday's timestamp, and then you can take this link right here and add 15% into the gains category. Cyber making gains. So let's talk about it last night, and kind of let's break down what happened to BTC, USDT here on Binance. So last night, we were trading pretty crazily on the 7-minute time frame. And what I saw here was this flag that was likely to break up. It did, and then I saw this flag. All right, scalped this one, then I scalped this one. Boom, sideways all night. I woke up this morning as I did an update for my trading group. The pump happened. I sold the pump at like, I don't know, 42. Let's see where I sold it at. Let's see here. And it was a quick scalp, you know, late night scalp, nothing crazy. 42,958 I sold that puppy at. Look at that. And the high was 42,967. Like I sold that local top like a boss. Why? High stochastics on the stochastics RSI. Dude, the stochastics RSI make me a deadly accurate trader. I get into patterns when the stokes are low. I get out when the stokes get high. Then look what I did though. I looked at the 1 minute and I saw that the 1 minute had just lost the 200 SMA. I said, wow, that's an interesting. I said, I love trading those. I said the 200. So look what I did. I entered the trade right here with a stop loss literally a piece away. Like I could only have lost. Look, it was a 9-to-1 risk reward ratio on this trade. 9-to-1. I was risking $100 to make $900. You see this? And I've back tested this for years and years and years. So it's kind of cool. Like after years of trading, and I did this effortlessly. Like how I did it is I literally opened the trade and I went upstairs and worked out. I did. I pressed my work and I worked out hard. Like I was sweating, doing push-ups. Like I did a 35, 40-minute hardcore workout. It was awesome, right? I came back to my computer to get the stream ready and to jump in the shower, and I saw I hit my exact target, like exactly. And the trade was off the table. And I had won my second trade of the day for a short. I gave the short to the trading group. I said, listen, whenever you're below the 200 SMA, I'm taking this for gains. You know what I mean? So this is the kind of stuff that I teach the trading group. This is what I go over every day. This is what I talk about, right? And look, I gave this to everybody here. I said, now I'm shorting Bitcoin because we lost the 200 SMA on the 1 minute time frame. And I showed you. And yes, very high risk, but look, this thing played out exactly to the target. Insane, right? And look, it even bounced from the target. Now it's doing an inverted head and shoulder, which we may be able to exploit. So now there's a possible gain here. So I could stay on the 1 minute all day and just scalp all day. Make $2,000 a day, $3,000 a day, just scalping. 7 to 12 trades depending. Make 200 to 400 a trade each time. You know what I mean? And just make anywhere between $1,000 and $3,000 just shorting and longing the market at my whim, you know? And just taking the probability of what's there and using moving averages to defend stop losses. It's such a beautiful way to trade, and I can teach you if you want to learn. And I do this all the time. You're like, how did he win last night? Last night, I woke up to gains this morning from a long that I opened up. Then we opened up a short. We can teach you this. And forget about me. What are we going to do for you? Keep coming back. Keep learning. Right now, your subconscious mind is taking in information that can help you make gains, even though you don't realize it. I'm feeding you what you need to know. Look, this is a Sammy Cup and Handy to the upside. This is interesting. This looks like we could maybe exploit this for another scalp to the upside. And now you want to see if you can break back above the 200. If you get above the 200, this trade could go even better. All right? So look at this idea. Remember, it's false move Monday as well. They're going to be moving the price action all around That's what they do. All right? Who is they? The market makers. Even just the way the market moves itself. We look at BOOKMAP, and BOOKMAP suggests we go to 38.5. They're still all the way down at 38.5. Really no liquidity helping us out above us. All right? Nothing. There's just nothing above us. It could be spoof, but this is telling us that there's a likelihood of a move to the downside, and that's something that we're going to have to be paying attention to. $39,000 for Bitcoin. All right? So, again, BOOKMAP's been extremely accurate. Whenever we have a deeper red area, this is a heat map order book. All right? Whenever it shows you there's more orders below you, it's likely you're going to go there. Shout out to BOOKMAP. Link in the description to BOOKMAP. Get the least, pay the least amount to jump into BOOKMAP. Let's take a big chug of that lemon water. My goodness. My goodness. And what a beautiful day it is to be alive, man. God bless everybody here on the live. And where are we trading? How are we trading? What are we doing? I'm using light leverage. I didn't trade leverage for over 10 years. I started trading when I was 25. I didn't touch a leverage chart or a leverage trade until I was probably 38, 37. You know what I mean? And I'm 40 years old. So I really didn't even know about leverage much until 3 years ago. But I made a lot of money way before that, just investing, putting my money in things and seeing where they would go in the long run, holding them for 6 to 7, 8 months. I was a speculative long-term investor. Then I got into swing trading gold and silver. So it's funny, some people, I went from long-term investing to swing trading to day trading. You know what I mean? And I don't even personally love to day trade. I can just do whatever I want. I have the skills to trade any time frame. I could trade the 1 second, the 1 minute. I could trade the daily. I could trade the monthly. I could trade the weekly. I could trade any chart you want. I have the patience and I have the know-how, and I can teach you too. And it took years, though. It took 15 years. You keep just going at it every single day, and eventually little things change, and you start to see them for what they are. Possible shoulder, head, right shoulder here. This has a 68% chance of a break to the upside. That is a right shoulder. We've already won a lot of trades today. So now what I do is after I've won a lot of trades, you could start taking smaller risk scalps. So I go back to long out of my short position. All right. This would take me to 42,746. Okay. Now my stop would have to be, I'd like my stop lower technically, but the risk to reward ratio gets a little crazy. It's already 263 with a stop at 42,230. Then I see my risk, and I may not even take the trade. I don't have to force it if I don't feel it. I also want to do my top-down analysis. Great weekly screen share last night. Shout out to everyone that jumped on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here again. I mean, you people are amazing. You show up on Sunday night, then you come back on Monday, and you're like, this guy doesn't stop, and we don't stop. We made gains all weekend long, and then I made more gains throughout the last 2 days. Dude, I piled it in. I used to make $1,800 a week working really, really hard as an assistant editor in the Motion Pictures Editors Guild, and I used to work 10, 12 hours. This weekend, I made dang near over $4,000, right? From Friday night to Sunday morning, and I did it from my house. Unbelievable. So you can too, you know what I mean? And my portfolio went up, and things that I bought went up. It's such a beautiful thing. It's unbelievable. Can I get, there he goes. Thank you, Sean. And you did it, man. Sean, you're amazing. My whole team knows what needs to get done, and you do it. I love each and every one of you for really being there for me. It means a lot. From Jamie to Sean to Lakochi to Jay to everybody out there. God bless each and every one of you. We thank you. We appreciate you. Just wanted to say thanks for streaming every day. When I want to look at TA, I know I could count on you because I know you do TA every day. Always feel good watching your stream because of your energy. Shout out to Christian. We love you. We appreciate you. And that's the feedback that I'm looking for. I really, really appreciate that. Any other daily habits apart from lemon water? Would love to hear more about your biohacking routine. Working out every single day of my life. Hardcore working out too. HIIT works. I do HIIT. High intensity workouts. A lot at once. Pushing my body to extremes. I'm into that cold water plunge stuff too. I don't do it enough, but I'm into it. I believe in it. I think it can help, spark the reptilian mind. But honestly, working out every day, and right when you start your day. Look, I'm getting distracted. I want to enter this long. And I can risk 68 for 135. It doesn't have to be, I don't have to get crazy. Look, I already would have been up. Dang it, Anyone that took the trade, you're already in gains. Look at that, from the entry, and I got sidetracked reading the comments. It's okay. I love people in comments as much as I love trading, so that's the only thing, right? There's that dichotomy. We're likely to pump up to the 200 SMA now. Let's see if we got above the 21, and we're likely to come up to the 200. This must be in the green already. Yeah, but barely. And not a big trade. I'm already won a lot of trades from last night to this morning. I don't need to push it. You know what I mean? It is Monday. It's false move Monday. I don't need to push it, but the odds are in my favor. That's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, and we will break up to the upside. All I'm doing is playing a simple inverted head and shoulder. If it doesn't play out, it doesn't. There's a 32% chance it doesn't. There's a 68% chance it does. I am just trading the probabilities. Nothing more, everybody, and nothing less. You don't have to force it, okay? But that's definitely an inverted head and shoulder. You take your neckline. You take your neckline to the head. And the kids are home today, Martin Luther King Day, so I can hear my kids upstairs. It's kind of nice. It's like a weekend day. There's also football on today at 4:30 and at 8 because they canceled one of the games. So for you football lovers, it's kind of like a Sunday, man. Right? What do you think about UNIBOT? You know, I started studying UNIBOT a lot. I did. And it's like sniping meme coins, right? Like, and then I saw, you know, a known guy that snipes a lot of tiny coins that I follow on Twitter here and there. And he was like, I'm all over this thing. And I started researching it. And you know what? It did come across my radar, and I'm starting to bite a little bit. I appreciate you bringing it up. I'm starting to look at it. It's funny, and now you bring it up too. So I kind of scan the market, and I see what people are talking about. And if more people talk about something, it tells me there's a likelihood that it could get hot, right? And so this stream alone tells me kind of what I want to be getting into. Like, I listen to each and every one of you. I'm a whisperer of the charts, right? I listen to the charts. They whisper. The charts whisper. One thing I want to talk about is BNB, KuCoin shares, Gate.io, MX token. What do they all have in common? They're exchange-based tokens. I always keep at least 1 to 3 exchange-based tokens. I keep Cake right now in my portfolio. To me, that's type of an exchange-based token because Cake runs the Pancake ecosystem with Binance Smart Chain. BNB, an exchange-based token. People are going to be using BNB to run over to Pancake Swap to buy Cake. They have utility already. There's something that you want to be a part of, right? Look, what they also do is they like to burn. MX is burning Q4 this quarter, 3.2 million tokens. Dude, if they keep burning tokens every quarter, that's going to bring down the supply. It's going to make the price go up of the MX token. Also, people can use it to get less fees. And when they raise the fees, that raised the utility of the token immediately because immediately you're like, wow, it was 0 fees. The token didn't have as much utility. The fees got raised. Now the token has utility. Boom. What a great way to create utility immediately. You got to think this through. There's ways to make money in here by thinking through ecosystems and understanding how they're going to progress by burns, by situational utility. And that's what I love about crypto. I can deep dive the utility and understand how it can affect the charts. Then I can use the charts to pinpoint where I want to get in. And that is the key to cryptocurrency. That's the edge I have on crypto over the regular TradFi market, over traditional stocks. Because I can't see, and then I can also see Tether getting minted, money getting moved. Let me give you guys a little bit of a cool little insight here. In my trading group, we have bots with exchange announcements. They're telling us what's getting added to what exchange and when. This is right at your fingertips. We're also getting whale alerts and exchange news. This is going to blow your mind. So look, Dragon Metal, Drago, has been listed on MEXC. Might be a pumper. You know, Bullion Coin, listed on MEXC today at 6:47 in the morning. ARC on Bitmart, right? You might be holding something. Troll Coin on Huobi. And again, some of them don't matter. They may be whatever. Moon Duel on CoinEx. I keep hearing about Duel. Someone asked me about it recently. And what happens is these coins hit Uniswap, then they hit Pancake Swap, then they hit all these little swaps. Then they end up on CoinEx and XX. Then they end up on MEXC. Then they end up on KuCoin. Then they end up on Binance. And then they start to, you know what I mean? This is the progression. And we know the progression already. And we're able to watch it. I told you about Mango Man Intelligent. That's now getting listed on BitGet. I already put that out to my group last night. You guys know about so many coins that nobody knows about by being in my trading group. I work tirelessly every single night to present you guys all the opportunity. I feel like there's a foot on my back saying, if you don't produce gains, we're out on you, man. And that's how I feel like I've never done enough. I feel like I could always do more for the group. I feel like there's never an hour I can't squeeze out and do more for each and every one of you. I'm always torn between working for my wife, my kids, and you guys, and that's really my life. I don't have any other free time. Every once in a while, I get a moment to myself, and the whole time I'm thinking about my trading group and each and every one of you, and I want to make sure each and every one of you has a successful life. Like, My dream is to make everyone I know that meets me and joins my trading group just to write a great recommendation and say, you know what? That trading group really helped me. The $99 I spent changed my life, you know, or the yearly that I jumped into changed my life. That's all I really want. That's all I desire. That is my goal. All right. Bang, bang, bang. But that's why we're going to continue to make gains in the group, right? That's why we're up. Look, I'm the king of 3%, 3.3%. I told you I'm the king of 3% every time, baby. And we'll see what happens, right? But so far, so good. We're starting to be in a bit of a flag here for Bitcoin, all right? And now overbought, though, with a divergence, not looking amazing. Let's look at our 7-minute reset. It did. 7-minute could get us a bit of a bounce. I'll tell you right now, I'd be really surprised if this bullish divergence doesn't play out because it's a very strong bullish div. It tells me that we're likely not to make a low lower than this for the week and continue our way back to the top of the channel. However, I do know that supportive resistance must be broken at 43,000 and 43,200. We'll call it right there. If we can't get back above these two yellow lines and get into this zone here and then maybe start to move up to the high volume nodes, we're going to have a bit of a problem for Bitcoin. So I'm going to break down the ups and downs for BTC right now. We already gave you a trade. The trade's going well so far, so we can kind of sit tight on that right now. Up 10. Now we're up 10%. Now you're up 10%. I mean, if you took the trade with me and I used, you know, 100x leg. Wow, I used 100x. Wow, I didn't know I was at 100x. That's crazy. Because my short was at 28. I usually do not use 100x leverage. That's very rare for me. I'll tell you right now. Very rare. I didn't notice. I must have moved it accidentally or something. I don't know. It's very rare for me. That's why my long hit so good last night. It's funny. So it's a $16,000 trade. I'm using $160 at 100x leverage, right? I just want to get to this yellow line, take some profit, and we'll go from there, right? Well, you sponsored trading account. Well, you use sponsored trading account with fake funds. I'm reading that out loud because it's just not true. Just 100% not true, man. These are my real funds. If it was fake funds, it would say bonus right here. They did give me $1,800. I said it last week. They've never done it before. And honestly, I didn't like it because it wasn't my own money. So, but that's just a lot. Please don't ever say anything that's not true about me because I have wife and kids. It's just not cool, man. You know what I mean? Anyway, what platform are you guys using? MEXC up 9% already on the trade, up 10%. And you can see, this is likely going to push up based on this inverted head and shoulder. We have a 68% move in our favor, but at the same time, it could dump in my face. All right. How the heck do I said I got to pull out digital? Man, you just got to ask someone in the trading group. They'll help you, man. It was super easy for me, and I never had to ask another person. I don't know why things are simple for me, but I am a go-getter, though. And I'm not trying to be rude, and this may hurt someone's feelings, but I don't take no for an answer. I find a way no matter. If I desire something, I'm going to make it happen, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, all right? You can, too. You're a human being just like me. Me and you are built exactly the same. I may have a little more, energy or something. I don't know, but if you want to get in there, you can get in there. Trust me. And that's all I got to say, all right? It's not that difficult. Go on Reddit, read a book, you know what I mean? Ask somebody a question. You'll get your answers, Lifer is a stud. Don't bash this beautiful man. Shout out to Jay Ross. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for calling me a stud. That's very nice of you. Very studly today. Anyway, you people are ridiculous. I love you all. Thank you for being here. And thank you for not taking me too seriously. Everyone that takes me seriously thinks I'm But if you have a sense of humor and you actually know that I don't take myself seriously at all, then you can get it, right? You can realize it's just, we're having fun here on this channel every day, and that's what we do, all right? I'm going to get rid of the moving averages for a second here, and we're going to look at the weekly time frame, and we're going to talk about it like we do every day because I want to get a handle over what's happening here. And you can see we clearly have weekly resistance now for Bitcoin at 43,800. And it's, let's see here. I want to see if how far it traveled over. So you kind of whipped to there. You kind of came through to here, and resistance. You have a little bit of chop. It's a little lower. It's not amazing, but it is a weekly resistance here, even here. If it's now being built. And you have a little bit of this You got the support section right here at about 36.6. You see that? And we'll go to the daily and all that fun stuff. But look, the weekly starting to get some love. Remember, a lot of news just came in today that's pretty bullish to me. All right? And I'm going to talk about it and break it down. But we all know that the ETF is a big deal. To shy away from it and think it's going to be a sell the news complete idea, I think is a little weird. Bitcoin breaking. 9 trillion asset manager BlackRock has reportedly bought a staggering 11,500 Bitcoin during the latest dip. All right. There's a lot of fear. A lot of people are into this idea that we are going to 30K, maybe even 25. And now they're starting to listen to Crypto Savvy again and Richard Hart and the 10K idea, right? I think Richard Hart's over that, but he did. I'll be honest. I love Richard. He's cool. I'm not saying I love him. I have nothing against him. How's that? I'm full of love, so I love everybody, honestly. Like, as long as you didn't do me dirty, I got no problems with you, right? Richard never did anything to me. I have no issues with him, right? I've, a little quirky, a little different, a little strange. I wouldn't dress the way he dresses. I wouldn't be pole dancing like he pole dances, but he can do what he wants. Like, I get to do what I want. So as an open-minded person, that's cool, right? So the whole point of the story that I'm talking about, though, is, he was screaming 10K. And he was like, I'm so right. It's going to be 10K. It always happens. Yada, yada, yada. So, like, I haven't heard him lately. Is he over the 10K or is he still saying that? If Savvy is correct, if Bitcoin goes negative 5K, we will be paid to take it off people's hands. I know, right? Hoping for a bull flag, preparing for a dump. Hopefully, no. Not Il Capo, right? Cheers, Sam. Appropriate if we could check Grumpy MATIC. Anybody here pay for the premium chat GPT? Is it worth the money or stick with the freebie? Personally, I think Bitcoin will handle support of the wedge or the daily. I saw you have it too. So here's the thing. We could be making a very more bullish flag here for Bitcoin on the weekly. And we could just consolidate really nicely and then get ready for a next leg up for the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even to a month as we get into that. And remember, the halving's coming in April. January is going to fly by like it already has. It's already half over. We just had the new year. Boom, 2 weeks in. 2 weeks of our 52 are already gone. What have you done with your life? Have you made a change? My business did unbelievable. Our last 2 weeks were some of the biggest 2 weeks we've ever had in my life. This year is already starting off with a bang. I can't believe it. Hold on. Dear Lord, thank you for everything which you have given me in this life. Thank you for everything you've given the lifers and everyone that comes to this channel. May I continue to pray and stay in gratitude every single day and live in abundance. Amen. I'm super appreciative of this moment in time that you've given me to influence, to be on YouTube, the Google algorithm, and the fact that I am in the position in which I am. I'm so blessed, and keep me humble and keep me just, staying honorable in this life. Amen. So look at this. Look at the weekly, right? In a beautiful flag. And as long as we don't lose this trend line, as long as we don't break 41,004, we break that, we're likely coming back down to 39 and then to test these other levels. And we're going to look at smaller time frames to show you what I'm seeing, right? Now we look at the 5-day, and the 5-day did have bearish divergence, but you could say that was all we got. Divergence is only as strong as the support of resistance. Like, if this was bullish div and we were in a really bearish scenario, we would hit this and then we would continue to dump. And look, doesn't that look like a dump that's going to continue? It looks like a dump that just, like, you're on your way down and you just keep slumping down. That looks like a bear flag that's going to drop on you. Doesn't it look pretty bearish? But that's the chart upside down. So whenever you look, it's interesting. There's an M, you dumped. You can't seem to get above the previous high. Now you're making lower low. It looks like you're just about to make a lower low, a lower high, and then make a lower low and a lower high. It looks like you're in a downtrend. You see that? That's a downtrend. You're still in an uptrend, a beautiful one too. Low, high, higher, low. I mean, this is in a beautiful uptrend. You would literally have to break this high here to break the trend. You would have to come all the way down here and break this high, right? And then come up and make a lower high and then make a lower low and then boom. So, like, a lot would have to happen for this trend to break. This is a very strong trend. Very strong trend. And I honestly didn't even realize that till today when I did this with each and every. I haven't flipped the 5-day enough and looked at the trend. Look at this. Shoulder, head, right shoulder to the upside. That's the inverted break. I mean, it's amazing. Shoulder, head, right shoulder to the upside. Double bottom played out. We had the hidden bullish on the 3-day. I'll always remember it. The hidden bullish on the 8-hour that I called with the Fibonacci at the 786. That bottom has still been the exact bottom to get in. We called it. It's been an amazing run. Amazing time to be alive. The long is staggering here, but it's okay. I don't expect much out of that long. I didn't put a lot in there. So let's take a look now at the 3-day chart, my go-to. 3-day chart has some bearish divs still on the table, and you can see it clear as day. RSI swinging to the downside while price action swings to the upside. And what am I doing? I'm gathering data so I can make the best call possible based on all the information in which I have, from long-term to short-term. This is how I do it. I don't know how other traders do it. This is how I do it, and this is how I kind of form my basis every day. Now, see, what I've been telling my students is I'm going to get rid of this projection. We don't need it anymore. But what I've been telling the lifers and the people that watch the stream is I get this wacky channel that I've been playing with recently. The last 2 years, I've been toying with this idea. Price action will break up, come back inside, but it will stay inside the wedge and continue to the upside, right? And I've toyed with this a few times. They did it here. They broke you out of the wedge. They broke it back, but the wedge still broke out. They did it kind of here, where they broke it out numerous times, broke it back inside, but the wedge still broke out, right? And they did it here, right, where they gave you the wedge. They broke it out, broke it back, but the wedge still broke out. And so I've backtested this theory many, many times, and I've found, like, as long as I can keep... So my mind, it's almost like a broken pattern, but you keep coming back to it. And then you still have the channel. The channel never... And you have to remember, these lines come from hidden Fibonacci, like diagonal spider lines that you can't see. Like, for instance, there's diagonal support or resistance right here. Look at this one. I see a lot of stuff that I don't really even mention, but bounce, resistance, bounce, bounce, right? That was a Fibonacci spider line. There's one here too. They're everywhere. There's one right here. That's a spider line too. You can see how we respected it. There's one here. We used it. Once we got above it, we bounced off of that. I was so poignant about this, remember, on the 5-day chart. And I said, as long as we don't go below that, we're bullish. The way I trade, and you'll find your way, but the more you do this, the more you're going to see, and the more you're going to learn, and the more amazed you're going to be. And I'm so passionate about teaching this because more gets revealed every time I'm with each and every one of you. And it's just an amazing thing to do, right? So this daily suggests that we could break out. And I'm not saying that this has to happen. I'm just giving you a new perspective you won't see on any other channel. This is unique to me. Nobody else does that. Nobody. It's my brain. I do really weird. They call me Sammy Cup and Heady, right? I have my own name inside of technical analysis, right? Same thing here. The 22 is suggesting some type of break back to the upside here. It really is. Whether it happens or not, I mean, you got curve and RSI, MACD done, right? This all suggests the bounce somewhere back to the upside, and you did not lose the bottom area. We also pulled that, fixed volume range here. And you see we came back to the value area low. That's a great place to be getting in. It tells you traditionally you should make a move. You should bounce back at least to the point of control and then to the value area highs. Now, if you lose this, fine. Then we drop back down here. But I'm just showing you on the VRVP, it is suggesting that we got ourselves into a value area low. All right? You do whatever makes you happy. How did I get that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Fixed range. And how do you do it? You drag the length that you want to look at. So like if I wanted to see this price to this price, I would drag from here to here. If I want to break. So you pick the section you want this to focus on by the lateral movement of the indicator. Understood? Might be a little confusing at first, but Anyway, so now we break this down and everyone can see clearly what's going down. If we lose 41,500, we're likely to come down and test 39 and then to 37,938K because we have extreme support there. This is a key area that we were hitting that we eventually ripped out of the ascending triangle. That was such a beautiful pattern that eventually played out. We called that. We nailed it, right? We even got that long out of this. And honestly, you just hit the length of the base. That's all you were supposed to get anyway, even after the sell-off. It's interesting. And then the bearish divergence kicked in that I kept saying there was bearish divergence. We went over it every day of the week. So, wow, Bitcoin's struggling now at 244. Am I out? Ooh, yeah. Oh, and I shorted? I'm up 7. No, that can't be right. I'm confused right now. That must have to reset, right? I got to be down. Yeah, there you go. I was like, there's no way I'm up in that trade. But that's okay. See, I took the shot at the right shoulder. Didn't play out. I'm about to get stopped out. Also, look, we never got back above the 200 SMA. So, look, I lost that trade. It's okay. It's okay. I didn't lose a lot of money. All right? I'm up on the day of my trades, which is good. And honestly, there was a chance I won that trade. It wasn't. I'll tell you why it's not amazing. The 1 minute never got back above the 200 SMA. Telling you, really, the short should stay open in a way, you know? But I was playing off the inverted head and shoulder, hoping that we could get the pump. But look, once we got rejected here too, and this came back down, it kind of told you that the right shoulder, once this goes down, that doesn't play out. The right shoulder has to continue on out. All right? But we'll get back to the long-term analysis here. But look, I lost my trade. It's okay to lose a trade. Losing is part of the game for me. I have my master friend teaches the class where you don't have to lose a trade at all. You can mitigate using cross leverage, 0x leverage beginning. My trading style, I like to actually get stopped out. Personally, I don't mind. Like, you know what I mean? I win a lot more of my, I can do very well. I win 9 out of 10 trades, 9 out of 12 trades. I can be 70 to 90% accurate whenever I really just sit and grind. So I don't stress losing because I know I can make more money than I lose. So is it still false move Monday if the market is not open? Yes, no matter what, I still keep it as false move Monday, no matter what. 100%, right? So look, this falling wedge could still break to the upside, right? With a stop loss below maybe one of these wicks here, like there, right? And so this is a possible idea here, and it's a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. It could very well play out. I wouldn't be, and you know how many people won't take this trade? It'd be very rare. You'll be one of the few random people taking this trade. No one sees this. Some people will be playing the bottom of the channel to the back to the top. And some people will be trading like maybe this fib here. It's like an 886 fib in a way. It's not amazing though. All right. So here's an idea here. Take a snapshot of this. You probably won't see it again unless in my trading group, right? So that's kind of a secret little snipe that I don't want everyone else in the world to know. Just my lifers, baby. So look, let's go now to the 12 hour. What are we seeing here? They both want to bounce. 6 hours got legs. The 4 hour doesn't look amazing. See, the 4 hour is like doing a bearish cross right now. That would have to flip. Small time frames would somehow have to dig this out. And it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. So when I look at this very closely, all right, I see that we're in a bit of a bear flag that broke back inside. I love the bullish div. So this is the only thing that keeps me kind of like. However, I'm a strong stochastics RSI guy. And when the stochastics RSI turn like that, and we don't get above the previous high that we made, it tells me we're going to go lower. So, and look, it's kind of like an M pattern here. You see this? M's break to the downside. So, yikes, that doesn't look good. The 4 hour suggests to me that you will go lower, the length of the pole. It doesn't make sense because that's a very strong div. So for me, I might not open up a short till we break 41,340. If I see that happen, then I look for something smaller. However, the support of resistance tells you there's no reason not to short the market. Hex holding gains. Thank you, Crypto Lifer. Thank you, man. You called Hex, bro. You're the man, dude. God bless you, brother. I'd be nowhere without you, man. I'm a nobody, man. You're the best. God bless you, brother. Shout out to Master Friend, man. Holding so many people down in my trading group. Being amazing. Doing 3 mentoring sessions a week and giving you his sauce. $300. Are you kidding me? You can't get that anywhere else. Jump on it today. It'll blow your mind. Jump on into Master Friend's class right here. Leverage Mastery. Hit the QR code or the link in my description, man. You know what I mean? And believe me, when you make other people successful, you become successful. Remember that. When you put other people's success above yours, you become more successful. Fear is the reason most people do not help others get ahead. They want to keep themselves high. Push everyone around you to the limit. Give everyone to everyone around you. Be great to everyone you know. You know what I mean? Be awesome. Tip to people that see you. Ask the servers their names. Everyone should know you where you go. Have friends, you know. Get to know people. Become part of the community. Enjoy your life. You'll absolutely love it. Be immersed in this world, you know. Shout out to Juan Pablo Alvarez. We love you. We appreciate you. And we care about your love and your support for this channel. And we thank you. So, you could still see a shoulder ahead and a possible right shoulder. The 4-hour would have to be flipped by the smaller time frames. And it is false move Monday. Look what happened. I got myself a false move. There was a beautiful inverted that didn't play out. I could have never done crypto without you. Master friend, I love you, man. You're going to make me cry. Don't do it. Don't make me cry on this channel. You're going to make me cry like a baby, bro. You know I'm a softie. I'm a softie for good relationships, and I never had a brother. I always wanted to have like a bond with someone. I don't know why. I always wanted a brother. I just always wanted to do something amazing with another male figure that I respected and loved and honored. And I love you, man, and I'm so happy that we're doing it together, right? So God bless everybody here. I appreciate you. Enough with the love and the God. I get it, but it's just part of who I am, and I'm sorry. I can't really stop it. One Bitcoin. I'll be your brother. You're funny. Derek Diggler. Everybody, if you give me one Bitcoin, I'll just stop doing Derek Diggler stuff, okay? My name's Maki Wahlberg. I played a cop. I played a fireman. It doesn't matter, babe. I can do it. I can get it done. I was there with The Rock. We got into Gala. We made tons of money. Tommy didn't, though. Tommy said he was going to do the FTX thing with that weird kid with the hair. I thought it wasn't a good look. I told him no. Me and Jonah Lucas were like, don't do that, Tommy. But he did it anyway. It doesn't matter, Tom. Tom got wrecked. You know, he lost all his gains and he lost his wife. I told him not to do it. He should have done Gala with us. I know Gala's having some issues, but they're going to bounce back. I'm telling you right now. I'm the shooter. I did it. I played a cop. I played a fireman. It doesn't matter. I'm Dirk Diggler. I love Tom Brady, man. I don't like saying. I feel bad that his. I hope maybe they can come back together, man. Whenever a couple breaks up, it makes me think of me and my wife breaking up or something. I never want to see a couple breaking up. So sad. You know what I mean? Never want anything to do. I don't want any of that in my life. So I feel bad. Whenever I see a couple breaking up, it pains me beyond belief. I'm getting rid of this weekly projection. It's too much right now, right? That's something we have to see way, way later on down the line. All right. But we do have to make this trend line and see what's happened. So we definitely, look, we lost the trend. You could try to say, no, we're still in the trend line and we're still hanging on. I guess, I mean, if you want to use some wicks, you could kind of claim that we are bouncing off a trend line. But I like to use candle bodies. It keeps me honest. That's why I do it. And if I bring this down a little bit, I mean, it does look to me like we lost the trend. This was the pattern. It was a beautiful ascending triangle. And we're out. We're out. Period. You know what I mean? We have to get back inside of this trend line to remain bullish. For me, that's just what has to happen. And the 4-hour looks absolutely horrible to me for more downside. The 1 hour still has momentum to the downside as well. The 15-minute seems to be kind of rolling over with an M here. The only thing that could save the day is if this turns into some type of, shoulder, head, right shoulder, and we still get the move back to the upside. And then it's about the moving averages. I don't want to confuse you, but the 15-minute has to get back above the 200 SMA. You can see right now, this didn't play out because once we got above it, we got rejected. Had we stayed above this, likelihood this flag was going to play to the upside, right? Boom. And we were going to get the length of this pole, and that was going to be all hunky-dory. Didn't play out, all right? So now we wait to see if this right shoulder can hold, if this trend line can hold. 7-minute is a go-to time frame when when other time frames are in lockstep and they're both kind of giving me different ideas. I swing to the 7. 7's in a bear flag getting overbought. It would have to double bottom here. So that tells me that shorts are probably in order. I'm going to stop trading for most of the day. It is false move Monday. I don't want to force it. What website can I use for charts on Solana ecosystem? They aren't on TradingView, Radium, and Jupiter. Dex Screener is the place to be. And it'll have everything you need. Dex Screener. I was looking at Pulse Chain today. It's pumping to the upside. Look at Pulse Chain. And a lot of money someone just bridged like millions of dollars into Pulse Chain. It went up 200%. Literally in the last 7-8 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. So Pulse Chain booming to the upside. I got it. Remember I put $500 into Hex just to show you guys. I'm watching YGG. I'm nice enough to give you guys a freebie now. This thing is getting tighter and tighter in the zone. I was in it here. I was in it here. I keep putting big money in it and then pulling out up 100 or down 100 depending, because I'm just like, but I want to make that 3-5 grand. This thing is getting closer and closer, tighter in the moving averages. It's just, only a matter of time here. A big move is coming. And honestly, why would it dump? There's not enough people in it to dump it, in my humble opinion. And it's only been slowly going up to the upside. Yield Guild Games just looks like it's going to have to make a decision very, very soon. And so I put this out to my trading group. I talked about it. I'm not in it right now. I've been in and out of it. If I do jump back in, you will know in the trading group. And I'll say, hey, I'm in for 7 grand in this coin, right? Not that it matters. And I don't want to push you to do anything. And I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. If you think it's cool, if it follows your trading strategy, if you have one, if you have enough education to see what's happening, then take advantage. All right. I just can't believe I woke up today. We already made gains from last night's long call, and we already made gains from today's short call. It's just unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's beautiful. And actually, look, I got to recreate this short call real quick and give you guys, so look. This is such a beautiful short call that I gave. And it was one of the greatest trades I've ever made in my life. No, literally. I'm being honest. And why? Why was it one of the greatest trades? Because it was the execution, the lack of emotion, no emotion at all, right? None. I just did it. I got in right there. No emotion. I put my stop loss right above the 200 SMA, knowing that we likely would not get stopped out. And I put my take profit, and lo and behold, we nailed it to the downside. Wish I had 100x leverage on that one. Would have made even more gains. And see, those are chances that I would take the 100, maybe even a 200x leverage, because I knew I had 100, in my mind, there was 100% feeling that we weren't going to break this yellow line. Now, anything could have happened, right? But that was what my conviction when I traded this. And I've backtested this for years. And I've seen it play out over and over again. I did this, walked away blind. Went to trade, came back. There was no trade on the table. Checked my closed position and saw that I got out perfectly with this. You know what I mean? You can't beat that. You cannot beat that. So, bang, bang, bang. Gains in the trading group. Shout out to anyone that took advantage of this. And you can take a screenshot of this if you need, Lakochi, or I'll double click this even. But we gave this in the trading group before the stream even happened, and then gains were made before the live. 2 big gains. 3 actually calls. One last night for Bitcoin, which was a long, which played out. I sold it in front of everyone during my weekly update. And then, bang. I posted it in the trading group, gains on the short for Bitcoin, so one of you guys could grab that if you need to. I appreciate that. Shout out to the 1,224 people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 417 likes, $73 in chat revenue. May I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. And I apologize. I know there's other channels to watch, and I know everyone's fun and exciting, but this is the channel that's actually going to make you some, or show you how to actually make gains. And we're going to prove to you that I make gains every day, constantly. You're going to see it over and over again until you finally just say, this guy makes money. Like, he does this for a living, And I love doing it, too. You can see how fun it is to make money from your house. Like this weekend, as I said before, and I'm still fascinated by the opportunity this gives me. I spend so much time with my kids and my wife because of how much I get to trade. They're right there upstairs right now, right? I'm here, I'm working right now, but my family's right with me. At any moment, if I need my daughter to come hug me right now, I can yell, I want you to come hug me. My daughter will run downstairs and she'll give me a hug, Isn't that amazing? And I'm a softie. I'm telling you, I was a sensitive guy. I used to be at work missing my family, and I was like, this can't be how life is. You can't be sitting missing your family every day. I said, this doesn't feel comfortable. I said, I feel like my heart's been ripped out of my chest, And I was thinking about my daughter. I bring my daughter to this daycare where they were using like fake baloney and stuff, and I was just like, what is going on? And I didn't have much money. I was working a night shift, and I said, is this, my kid's never going to go to these nice private schools. I'm going to be like, my wife was a public school teacher. She was taking my kid to school in the morning. And one time my daughter got lost in the bathroom. They didn't know where she was. She went into the bathroom and no one saw her somehow. Like they all went in, she didn't come out, and they got the class back. We only found out because my wife worked at the school. If my wife didn't work at the school, we never would have found out that they didn't know where she was for like 30 minutes. I mean, that's insane. So, I was really stressed. I'll be honest, everybody, when I was getting into trading, and I was working a night shift, And I was just like everybody on this channel, like that just gets started. And I was trying to get out of the rat race, and it was not easy. It was not easy. All right. Double bottom here for Bitcoin on the 1 minute time frame, but getting rejected here, right? As long as we stay below the 200 SMA, I see more downside for Bitcoin. All right. The 1 hour is our saving grace, but the 4 hour looks absolutely horrible. So if the 1 hour, you know, I see more downside for Bitcoin at the present moment in time. And I'd be careful trading Monday. It's false move Monday, but I do see right now at the present moment in time, I see more downside. I would long if we got back above the 200 SMA on the 1 minute, there's a chance. But right now, I just see more down. Like the Stokes are turning down. This is turning. It's almost like a shoulder, kind of a head and a right shoulder there too in a way. That target is 41,006. And remember, BOOKMAP has a lot of liquidity below us. All right. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're flat for most of the day now too. We just kind of go into chop. And there's not a lot of action here. So just remember, low volume, false move Monday. Don't go too crazy. But if you look at the 4 hour time frame, it doesn't look great. I'd have to get us back inside of this trend line to remain bullish. We don't break back inside there. I just don't see how we don't fall further to the downside. You lose the 4 hour 200 SMA, you go to the 8 hour 200 SMA, which we, you know, and I talked about that. Look, you basically did. And I coach you through these shorts. Once you lose the 8 hour, you go to the 12 hour, you know, maybe the 10 hour, and then the, you know, so you can clearly see that there's this, we're waiting, right? I mean, 38,000 is not, we could easily drop there today. And look, there's a gap in the VRVP. We lost the high volume node and the point of control, that red line there. See this red line? So it tells you, hey, there's a gap there that could take you further to the down. Look at the gap. And so if we don't get a move back up and hang out in here in the next, I'd say day or two by Tuesday night, very likely we're headed down to 38,000, 37.9. Okay. Let's take a look at ETH BTC and take a look at what's happening to ETH Bitcoin, because that's been an interesting occurrence here. And I'll also give you TIA in a second. Well, I'll just do it now while we're here. Just respected this trend line. And how about Tupac, man? The whole story with P. Diddy, that I spent a little too much time on that last night. But I mean, me growing up, you know, I grew up. Tupac was like, you know, he raised us. I grew up in 1983. So in 1993, I'm 10 years old. By the time I'm 12 and 13, I'm getting into hip hop, right? And Biggie's album comes out, you know, Ready to Die. Someone hands it to me. I thought it was the greatest thing I ever heard. I was like, what? When I heard Juicy, I used to play Juicy every day, 10 times in a row. I love that song, you know. I remember the day when I first heard it, my friend handed me a Walkman, and I had to walk with the Walkman and like keep it steady because the Walkman would skip, you know. We had Walkmans with discs, man. You guys have MP3 players in your phones. We didn't have anything like that, us kids, man. It was different times. And a possible double bottom here for Bitcoin. To me, I wouldn't long unless we can get above the 200 SMA. Get above that POC on the 1 minute. Right? Some nice bullish div here on the 1 minute right there, which is a good liquidation too. All right? For BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP has way more liquidity below us, all the way down to $39,000. All right? That would corroborate this short. And technically, look, the one's in a bear flag. A mini version of what we're seeing on the macro scale here. See? Not amazing to be, you know, not an amazing day to trade, I'll be honest, but it's a good day to learn the market. See, people want to trade. Well, I don't make money. I just fell in love with trading. On a good day, a long day, a slow day, it doesn't matter. You know, low volume, I can learn. A big volume, I can learn. Swings, I can learn. There's always a day to learn. If your mind's open to learning, you're going to be able to pick, you know, get information every single day. All right. Remember, YGG on the radar, definitely something I would be paying attention to. I am paying attention to it very closely. That's another thing. People want to make gains immediately. I'll put 10, 20 grand in a coin like this. It might take 5, 6, 7, 8 days just to make 2, 3 grand, or to double up, or to make 50%. It might take 2 weeks. It might take a month. You know, everyone wants, like, it has to happen immediately. It just, that's that beginner mentality. if you're going to be in the game for a long time, you just want to know you're going to make gains. It doesn't have to be the, you don't want to wait 10 years, like the S&P, but get it? Like the S&P? I don't know, I'm just joking around. But YGG, 4-hour time frame, looking very tight. And I use patterns because patterns tell you when price action is likely going to move. Very simple. Like, people that say, I don't use patterns, but like that's getting tight. And we know that it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And now we know that a move is coming based on the pattern. If we didn't use the pattern, how would we know? Like, you know what I mean? So timing is everything when it comes to fundamentals and technicals. And technicals give you that timing, right? So once you see that something that you like, you do the research. That's why I love using FA and TA. I'm a double up guy, right? I don't go only one way. We talked about the pocket network when it hit off here at the 618 Fibonacci level. It went up a beautiful 143%. And you always hear me talk. I love the pocket network when it first came out. I just like the name POKT, pocket network. It makes sense, right? It's an easy marketable name, the pocket network. All right. Let's talk about the chats here. What's going on in the chat? Also, I want to look at the DXY. Every single day here on the channel, we take a look at the DXY to see what's happening with the DXY. Now, the 4-hour for the DXY is looking somewhat bullish. If we break above this and we get a pump, that's also going to be that bear flag that Bitcoin's in, dropping to the downside. So if the DXY makes a nasty pump to the upside here, it's not going to be the best for the dollar, right? Obviously, right? Let's see. This is a broadening falling wedge that, to me, did breach. It got above the level. However, previous, chop here, resistance there, a little bit of a bounce, and that's still a resistance. It's the key area that we want to stay below. The daily is suggesting you're very overbought and you want to dump, right? However, the 4-hour looks good. The 4-hour has some momentum. It's getting closer to the overbought region, but it has some momentum. Could they dump together? That would be interesting. They could. The 1-hour right now suggests that you go further to the downside. So it just shows sideways chop, too, for the day. If this breaks above here and retest, you're looking for Bitcoin. You're looking for a short for Bitcoin. It doesn't mean it's going to happen immediately, but it's definitely something that I would pay attention to. All right. Yeah. Snack. I'll get to TIA. Don't worry, man. It's more important that we look at the overall market. See, you guys all want TIA, but you trust. I've been doing this for 15 years. If I'm telling you DXY first, there's a reason. Let me do the show. Let me teach you. Let the mentor you instead of you telling me how to run the show. But no, and I'm not being rude, but the reason I'm saying that is because there may be something you need to see on the DXY that's going to affect your TIA trade, but you don't know that because you haven't been trading these assets for long enough. So just pay attention. You know what I mean? Yeah. Super chats, MPL, SOFI stock, STX on the 3-day, UNIBOT, Link, COREUM on the 3-day, MATIC, and AITECH. Yeah. You start TIA and moved away, but I can do that if I want to do that, right? Don't you get it? I don't know if people don't. I'm telling you, I am a moving vibration piece of energy. If I start TIA and I move away, it might be the universe telling you something. Like, that's what you guys don't get. We're all pieces in moving. We're all just kind of moving inside of this. Like, if I jump, this might make me jump into this turbo coin. I might look at it. Next thing you know, I might give you guys a hot trade because I didn't, you know what I mean? Let the show go the way it's going to go. Just let it go. You see what I mean? You don't know what's going to lead to something else. So just let the show play out. Let me skip TIA for a second. Let me go all over the place. You're going to eventually get, you know what I mean? Let it play out the way it's supposed to play out. Don't ruin destiny here. I'm serious. And I know you think I'm crazy, but I'm not. I'm being really serious. Because some of my biggest wins come from me following the flow, letting the flow come in. Letting the flow come in. Letting the flow come in. Right? Kaya is a reverse correlated as the dollar value foreign correlated with high Bitcoin. It's vice versa. Kaya? Love is the biggest frequency in the game. Yeah. Whales will be huge. Keep an eye on the purpose. Whales market will be huge. Whales? Thank you for staying on the Dixie. I know how important of an indicator it is. Amen. Hey, brother, hope the fam is well. METIS Dow, please, sir. My lady says you're dressed like a wealthy Easter bunny. Love you, broski. Do you onboard to MEX-C? Only tethered to MEX-C. I don't onboard. Only onboard from Coinbase, yeah. Sometimes at night, I could still hear your voice. You know what I mean? I guess, yeah. We're all bullish on METIS-D. Yeah, the whole world is. Thing looks amazing. Turbo looks interesting to me. I would set an alert on Turbo and watch it closely, all right? Then I'm going to get to total market cap and see what's happening with total. This is the market cap of all of cryptocurrency, all right? Everything. Everything. And I got some projections here I'm going to take away for now. So, I mean, we're still technically inside of this flag, right? Until we're not. Bitcoin broke its flag, but, technically total didn't. I feel like we could say we're in this little flag here now, right? And, yeah, the bearish dip fell down. We got the move. Let's take a look at our daily. Got above a key resistance for the total altcoins. The daily actually getting oversold. And, we didn't get sold off as hard as Bitcoin did for the altcoins, which kind of kept total a little bit. However, look, total got above the 5-day 200 SMA. And I talk about them being super bullish. So all we really need is, I feel like, sideways or a slight pullback to the 21. I don't see us breaking this key level here at $1.5 trillion. You know what I mean? And yeah, I just see a slight pullback for Bitcoin. That's a key resistance once we can hold above that. Now, could we gap all the way back down and fall through these areas? There's a chance. But the 21 coming for the 200 is a very good sign. And we may be making this too. We may not make the falling wedge. We may get a bounce here. And the altcoins could continue to rally. I'm seeing a lot of strength in the altcoins. Like, Injector Protocol did not dump. TIA was pumping. People were still running into the FOMO for coins. This is what happened. Coins were super low. They rip. Now the market dips, and some of these coins don't dip enough. People are still FOMOing for those prices they didn't get in. And like, damn, I could have 20x. I could have. And that emotion is stronger than the emotion to sell Bitcoin. And so when Bitcoin dips, people are running into these altcoins. You can clearly see it. Solana holding gains. Myro pumping over the weekend. So this is this is key. All right. If you can get this to flip the 200 SMA, then we have ourselves a chance of getting out of this. But we have a key resistance now for Bitcoin at 42,000. Look, you can see right here. Resistance. 42,005. Yeah, 42,468, 42,005. This is technically still in play. I just want to see if there was if I can make it a bigger pattern together. Less lines. $41,575. Double bottom would have to play out. You got to get above this 200 SMA. And, the 4 hour is super bearish. So I stay bearish, A little dumb skippo. Go with the flow. Let go and let the universe guide you. Amen. Shout out to Rudy and your son Alex, right? If I remember correctly. What do you think of Troll? I just saw it yesterday for the first time. I don't know, man. I don't know much about it. Yeah, I don't. So, everyone, if you want to join the trading group and make the gains we made, hit CryptoLifer.com. Jump on in today. It'll blow your mind. Join today. Join today. Join today. All right. Also, when you get to this page, you'll opt into our weekly newsletter. Please do that. Hit the consent button. We'll give you 2 newsletters a week, a technical analysis one and an overall market look, and kind of also, mind, body, and soul idea that'll keep you physically healthy, pushing yourself to the limits. Just, just a mind, it's mind, spirit, finance, right, and body, right? These are the 4 concepts of life. All things need to be in a line or you're not wealthy. If you have a huge bank account, but you're fat and you can't go up the stairs and your heart's messed up, you're not wealthy, period, right? If you have a beautiful body, but you're broke and you work out every day, it's better off. I mean, it's better off to be in good shape and be broke, but it's still not fun to be broke. It really isn't. To watch people fly around the world, to see people sit on the beach, to look at people go to 5-star restaurants while you sit there and eat a chicken sandwich on the corner. I've done it. It's okay. I did it for years. And honestly, with God, you can do anything. Simple life is good. That's the difference between like living on your own farm and living in the jungle. To me, that's rich. Like if you can live off the land and you can be happy, you're wealthy. That's wealthy. But because then you have happy mind, happy body, and you don't need that many finances because you got what you need provided for you, right? But I'm going after those 4 pillars in life, right? TIA is just still tight in the channel, right? That's all. I'm kind of really done with it. If it continues in this way, it's a buy, right? If you have guts, you know, it's a buy right now, but it's an aggressive buy. You could easily lose money. I mean, there's no guarantees. 2-to-1 risk reward ratio to get myself. See, I'd like to be right there so I can get a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio. That would have been the entry at the 200 SMA. If this can come back down to the bottom of the pattern, that would be absolutely beautiful for TIA. And I wouldn't mind scalping it again. I think this is going to be my premier scalp coin. I'm just going to keep scalping it randomly. But I could see this going up to 22. And how I do deal with this, I just put alert here. And I'll put a ray here too. Move it down a little bit. So if we cross this blue line or cross that yellow line, either one, I'm going to know. And I'm going to be able to figure out what's happening for TIA without having to stare at the charts all day. See, the thing is to not waste your time staring at the charts, but to know about every chart that's going on and what's happening. That's the key, right? If you can do that, then you won. To me, it's a lot of alerts, a lot of alerts, a lot of alerts, all right? Shout out to the $83 in chat revenue, 1,148 people here on the live, 40. Remember, when the ETF was pumping, remember how many people came in? Everyone wants to get in when it's hot. Nobody wants to get in. Now everyone believes the news that it's going to dump. Oh, I'm done with Bitcoin now. Oh, yeah, that was just a fake route. But the people that are going to pay attention, the people that are going to stay here are going to make the gains. I'm telling you right now. All right. But there's your TIA, kind of updated, nice and neat for you. I talk about polytrade a lot. It was on my radar. I showed you how it could pump. It did that. Seems to be holding this trend line pretty nicely. And setting up, you know, a lot of things to me did the Bitcoin. They broke out with Bitcoin. They broke back inside with Bitcoin, but their overall structures are still intact. I wouldn't be surprised if polytrade continued to pump to the upside and made a gain here. It's already up from when we put it out at the bottom of the channel. Polytrade. This thing is hot. Look at the daily. Now, is the 4-hour overbought like Bitcoin? A little bit. Kind of a head and shoulder pattern. See, there's some mixed signals out here, but tight moving averages, look for that to loop, and then look at my 1 hour. How's my 1 hour looking? A little overbought, so I wouldn't jump in yet. And again, it looks like we have some chop for Bitcoin. So see how, you know, boom, 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 boom. If this breaks out, retest, that's your entry. If this comes down, so I'd enter here and here on low Stokes. So I have 2 places I would get in. Or if it pumps and keeps pumping, then I enter on a flag here with low Stokes. Either way, I'm entering low Stokes, and I can see the 3 scenarios in which I would enter. Anything else, I'm not doing. Bottom of the pattern, retest, or flag. Anything else, I'm not chasing a pattern. I already have in my mind how I would enter any single trade, and I look for that actual idea. This morning, when I woke up for Bitcoin, or last night, I like trading flags. I looked at the 7. Like, I like trading flags here. Look at this. This is a beautiful flag on the 1 minute. You flip this upside down, it would definitely be a flag I would trade bullishly, so why wouldn't I trade this bearishly? So you can see that it's setting up for a bearish move to the downside. It's a double bottom. I get it. But you're below the 200. And it's starting to creep down towards price action. I can use that as as a protection for my stop. So to me, I'm not saying this is a guarantee, but it does look like it's setting up as a short. I personally may not take. I did really well on a Sunday to Monday night, which I usually don't trade at all. And I did really well. I consider myself super, that lucky or prepared for the moment. So I don't want to overtrade throughout the day now. All right. I'll come back tonight and get it in. I have to pick up my neighbor's dog today at a place that's only 10 minutes from my house. Not a big deal. But I said I would pick up my neighbor's dog at 1 p.m. Do things for your neighbors. It's super awesome. They'll say thank you. Then they'll cook you cool bread or something. It just really, I love my neighbors in my neighborhood, and I'm always trying to just hook up my neighbors, man. I'm home a lot, so if they need help, if they need something, I'll let them know, hey, I work from home. If there's anything you need, let me know. I would love to help you out, right? So someone said I looked like a handsome Easter bunny. Oh, because the Easter bunny wears like gold and yellow colors. Yeah. I just saw beige today in my closet, and this is a new shirt. I haven't worn it yet. And I was like, you know, why not? Beige and gold. And then I needed like some brown. I'm wearing brown pants that match. They're really cool brown pants, honestly. People think it's cringy when I go over fashion, but I think it's nice to look nice, honestly. And I love color schemes. I love like blending, you know, beiges with browns and golds. And I don't know, I find it fun. You probably think I'm out of my mind. But when you work from home for a long time and you sit in your house and you wear sweatpants every day, it gets kind of old. And so my dad called me one day and he was like, what are you doing? He's like, you're working from home. He's like, put on a collared shirt. Make sure you're showering. You know, don't just sit home all day and just, you know. And he, you know, he kind of gave me the idea to act like I was going into a New York business every day and put my best foot forward, you know. And somehow that was why I started, you know, dressing up. My dad had a lot to do with it, right? Let's see if we can provide some more value for each and every one of you. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance today on a Monday, right? What is Bitcoin dominance? Bitcoin dominance shows how much money is in Bitcoin compared to the rest of the market. Bitcoin dominance you know, when the market dumps really hard, people get stopped out of altcoins. A lot of people will rush into Bitcoin because Bitcoin, you know, if their altcoin drops 100%, Bitcoin will usually only drop 5 to 10 or 20, right? So if they run into Bitcoin, their portfolio won't drop as hard. So a lot of people rush into Bitcoin when the market starts to dump. So what happens is Bitcoin dominance will pump to the upside. It'll also pump when people just run into Bitcoin and Bitcoin has a massive rally, right? So Bitcoin dominance can pump for two reasons. When the market dumps and people rush into Bitcoin, and then when the market pumps and people rush into Bitcoin. How can you understand then if it's pumping what it means? Well, that's why we use US Tether dominance. So when we go to US Tether dominance, we can see if there's money leaving Tether, right? Because we can see how much dominance Tether has. If Tether is losing money and Bitcoin is gaining gains, then we know that money is usually flowing out of Tether into Bitcoin, and it's Bitcoin season. Now, if Bitcoin dominance is losing, and so is Tether dominance, we know money's not flowing into Tether, and if it's not flowing into Tether, where's it going? It can only go to Bitcoin, right? Or to altcoins, I'm sorry. So when I see Bitcoin dominance falling with Tether dominance, it tells me there's probably likely some type of altcoin season. Right now, Tether dominance is in a bear flag. It does have some bullish div on the 8-hour, but it's getting snuffed out by its 200 SMA. If it can stay below this, it'll continue to fall, and its target is 3.25%, and we will lose a massive amount of Tether dominance. I'm looking at myself right now. I'm in the middle. I'm still keeping 50 grand of Tether on the sidelines, all right? Thank you for gifting memberships. That's really nice of you to do. And let's bring the jar back out there. Sorry, there's my jar. Throw the balls in the jar. We really appreciate you. If you do that every time you send a super chat, you will put balls interactively into the jar. Like this right now. Look at these, right? These balls are about to fall. Let's see these 3 balls go, right? 1, 2, 3. Boom. Oh, wow. Explosion. Oh, my God. Wait. Some fell on the ground. Here they are. I just, you know, I got them. I got them. They fell on the ground, but I got them. I got them. I got them. I had this planned all day. No, actually, my daughter left these on the ground. They happened to be there, and they just kind of played out. That's interactive, though. You got to love that. The balls fell out of the jar. I picked them up off the ground. I mean, hey. Anyway, I think that's cool. You guys think I'm corny. I don't know. I don't see any of this other stuff on other channels. I think it's fun, man. It's a Monday. Anyway, so Tether dominance likely to fall further to the downside here at 3.25, right? If it can't get back. Now, if you see Tether dominance break above this 200 SMA, then it tells you that Bitcoin may be struggling. So if you see Tether dominance get above the 200 SMA, we could gap back up. If you see Tether dominance kind of, you know, in the next 2-3 days still here and the 200 getting closer, we're likely to lose this and dump. And that's going to be better for Bitcoin. So watching the 8-hour on Tether dominance is going to be able to give me some insight as to what's happening in the market. Let's take a look at the 8-hour for Bitcoin dominance. That actually looks like it may try to rip back up. So it's a good sign. This is what we want. We want Bitcoin dominance to rip back up. We want Tether dominance to rip back down. We're going to watch these two things very closely. It's very important that we pay attention to these things. Not knowing this stuff, I can trade circles around most people because they won't be able to make the move quick enough. And by the time it happens, it's already over. You have to be speculative about crypto. You have to speculate probability. All right. Bitcoin getting a nice pump. I'm excited. I'd rather it pump than dump, believe you me. I don't have to be right every time, just most of the time. That's all, baby. My dad always said, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. Right? And he would laugh after he said it. And it makes sense. I mean, he didn't live past 75, 76. So I thought about him this morning, though. And I said, 4 more years, he would have been 80 years old. Like, 80 years old is pretty old, And my dad kept saying, man, getting old is not, he kept telling me getting old is not easy, Sam. He's like, getting old is not for, he's like, it's so tough. He's like, getting old is just not fun. He was a guy that loved his youth. So you're watching the 5 and the 7. You're looking to see if price action can get back above the 200 SMA on the 5 and the 7. If it does, you have a chance of a reversal. You get red candles, you start to break this trend line. You break this trend line and stay below the 200. This short's likely playing out. Nice double bottom there that could easily boom out. Only 32% of the time will this not break out. 68% of the time, this is going to break to the upside. Again, I don't have a short on right now or a long. I don't have any trade. I'm watching this as a potential short, but I'm waiting for confirmation. I do see overbought 5 and you're not above the 200. And the 4 hour just looks like it's about to dump hard, but you never know. It could flatten out here and go and stay up. And the 1 hour could keep it going. I've seen it all happen. So that's why I stick back to the 7-minute time frame. It's all about if price can get back above that 200. It looks like it may, but it's overbought. And false move Monday. A lot of times neither thing will happen. We'll just go sideways, or they'll wick this way, they'll wick that way. I'm always careful about trading on Monday morning. All right. Bitcoin did get a nice bounce off the wick from 42,166 all the way back to 42,466. The way I trade, I feel like I could have got every. Why didn't I trade that? Why couldn't I trade that? Why couldn't I trade that? Like, I should have got every single move that Bitcoin ever did in the last 24 hours. You can't think like that. You got to take a good amount of moves and then, go from there. It keeps sitting in my mind. Someone called me an Easter bunny, man. Like, I guess it's the goal. I still don't understand why she called me the Easter bunny. Could you ask her why specifically? What she saw in that, Anyway. So these are important things we want to look at. Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, the total market cap. Very, very important. And I already gave you some altcoins that I think look very spicy. I'll give you one more, which looks interesting to me. Front row, right? And actually, it's up already. I gave it to the trading group last night about, 12 hours ago. I just saw it super tight. Up a nice about 11% so far on the move. But look, super tight moving averages. The 8 hours getting a little overbought, not getting us tons of love. But that 22 looks like a big ripping is coming. And I've been watching FRR, front row, with Tether on KuCoin. I have a link to KuCoin in the description below. If you want to jump on in, I do get a commission. If you use it, I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Shout out to everybody. If you want to jump on into any of the services in which I give you here, or which I use, you can use it. Hit the commented link right here and the pin link, and you can get in whatever you see here. CryptoLifer.com, MEXC, iTrust Capital, or jump in onto my newsletter. I'd greatly appreciate it. Really impressed with the WIF daily chart. For a meme coin, it actually looks healthy. Dude, WIF had a huge pump. Let's talk about WIF. I appreciate you bringing WIF up. I'm in WIF right now, and I'm actually in gains. I got into WIF right around here, and then it dropped, and I figured I got rug pulled by a meme. But it had a lot of people talking about it, and it seemed to have a different type of buzz. It was interesting. You said the week, the daily, but maybe you're looking at it on like a deck screener. So it doesn't have a lot of information here. Let's go take it to deck screener where we can get more information. And pulse changes continues to rip. I sacrificed the pulse a long time ago. We'll see what happens. I just figured why not, right? So you can get dog with hat for Rat BNB, for Solana.
I like the USDT one if I can get it, but it just makes more sense. But hat with dog. With soul. Oh, this is a new one. Hat with dog, not dog with hat or something. I don't know what's going on there. All right, so that's even. All right, I'm going to stick on the one I had going on then. Anyway, beautiful cup with a handle. You can pull your fib here and see that you came to it looks like a 618 golden pocket. I mean, this stuff is just textbook. I start the DCA into the golden pocket, you know, it's just boom, right? You take the length of the pole. It's exactly where you went. Bang, all right? So now what? Well, beautiful support now for whiff, and we did break above resistance, and we're in price disco here on the 4-hour time frame, but very overbought and away from the 21. So look, we got this brewing here. And we got this brewing here. So rising wedges break down 68% of the time, unless you can make a lateral flag. So this looks like you're going to come back down and possibly bounce, you know. However, there's a lot of hype for this, and so there's a chance that you don't. There's a chance you stay above support and continue to pump. I got a feeling this coin's going to make me 50, 60 grand, you know, off the 2 grand I put in. It's still super early. I've been in for like a month already, though, so... or maybe 3 weeks. I can't remember. I buy so many coins. Do you mind checking out this meme coin called Trump at 7 million market cap? Thanks for all your guidance. I mean, there's so many different ones. I don't know which one is like legit or not. I'm addicted to AI in trading. MATIC head and shoulders scary on the yearly. I thought this wasn't a meme channel. The TIA entry has been hit. What do you think about Bitcoin? Meanex Ponzi scheme. I don't know what he's saying there. So I watch dog with hat. If it comes back down, I'm not touching it. I have what I have in there, and I'm just going with it. But I'm finally back. I'm finally in the green with dog with hat, which is crazy. All right. Wow, Flare is pumping. It's funny you said that because I just looked at my Flare inside of my Coinbase account because you got free Flare if you held XRP. Wow, Flare up 32%. Interesting. How do I stop being a degen? You get a family and people that care about you so that you can't just do whatever you want. Yeah. Like I have kids that look up to me. I'm an iron worker, not an easy life. Thank you for all you do. My dad was an iron worker, Brian. And I respect you so much, brother. My dad was an iron worker, brother. Local 7 in Boston. He went around the country, high rises, Mobile, Alabama. He built nuclear power plants. He was in Santa Barbara. He helped the Prudential, the Hancock, IBM building in New York City. He was a connector too, man. God bless the iron workers, brother. And God bless your life on the iron. May you stay safe today if you're going out there. I have so much respect for iron workers. You have no clue. My dad talked about the iron, like literally 40% of the time I was with my dad, he would talk about being on the iron. I mean, imagine a life where you go up hundreds of feet in the air and connect, you know. I think you were all here because of my dad. This channel is here because of my dad. My dad was a vicious man, a vicious worker. My dad was a hustler. My dad left his house when he was 16. By the time he was 18, he had his own car, his own apartment. He dropped out of school. He did his own thing. My dad was a grinder. My dad was not going to be denied, you know. He grew up to a bricklayer, and his mom was in a wheelchair. By the time he was 12, she had a stroke. So my dad grew up hard, man. The baby of 4 kids. He was born cross-eyed too as well, so kids beat him up all the time and made fun of him. And God bless my father, man. They walk the sky. Iron workers walk the skies, bro. Iron workers walk the skies. You know? Iron workers walk the skies, baby. Like that, they're up there like this all day long, connecting beams. I have pictures of my dad up in the air, you know. I get goosebumps, man. I tried to even do it. It was too much. Like, you put in iron workers and this is what you get. So crazy. But yeah, this is my dad. This is what he did. This is the connecting. They're connecting You know, they bring in the huge beam down. He's connecting the columns, and then they're connecting the side cranes with dummy bolts. A connecting crew comes up behind you. You're dressed like this all day long. This is what my dad looked like. Iron workers, man. This is what they did back in the day. I have this picture actually right here in my house. I'm looking at it right now. My dad had it, you know. Look at them. They got paid, dude. They built the cities. Every building that you've ever seen, every office space you've walked into, every time you went to a doctor's office, a lawyer's office, an iron worker built that building, man. Put together the entire infrastructure of our country. God bless my father. God bless all the tradesmen, iron workers, police officers, fire department, paramedics, you know what I mean? Carpenters, engineers. Shout out to all the tradesmen, you know, people that run the water you know, the water engineers, the municipal engineers, everything, you know, your trash runs. You put your trash out, someone takes it every day. God bless everybody that helps us and does a service job. Bus drivers, post workers. Man, without each and every one of those people, we would not have society. If everyone sat in their room like me trading all day, what the heck, right? Nothing would get done. I never even get in a car. So God bless everybody that helps society move. Are you okay? What's wrong? I know. Oh, is it okay?
Yeah, no, it's
Oh. God bless you.
I like your shirt. I think you look very nice.
Someone called me an Easter bunny, though. They said you look like a handsome Easter bunny. What does that mean? Is it the goal?
But it's not pastels. You're not wearing pastels.
Yeah, so why did they call me an Easter bunny? I wasn't hurt. It was a friend of ours. Like, it was my buddy's. They have a crush on you. It's my buddy's wife, I think. Oh my God, that's funny. All right. Moving forward, let's get into the super chats and talk about them. It's been a funny day. It's been a different type of stream. It's a slower day. I try to make when the markets are off, I try to be a little more entertaining. All right. Bitcoin going flat, but you know, now it's in an ascending triangle. They go 50-50. So in the length of the base. And you got this thing here too, though. If you can get back above the 200 SMA, it'll negate this short. I'm not in the short right now. I'm waiting for this. I don't know. I probably won't take it. But to me, the probability is short at the present moment unless we can confirm a move above that 200. Then it will change away. You know, do you mind checking out this meme coin? No, yeah. Kaz, 3 months crypto. We love you. We appreciate you. Shout out to J Boggs for the $1 super chat. Celebrate their first super chat on a live stream. What did I tell you about those 77s? And it's because one of you beautiful people gave me the $77 super chat. But $170.77. We love you. We appreciate you. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. 530. What? Oh my God. Niels Bohr, man. I just want you guys to remember this Danish physicist. Research him. Get to know him. The dude was amazing. Not enough people know about him. All right. Born in 1922. Or no, that was him. He was born in 18 something, right? Born in 1885. Yeah. All right. All right. What do I want to get into right now? The super chats. Okay, Mac Tire. Hey Sam, thanks for all the hard work you and your team does and do for us. See, you use BOOKMAP a lot. Would you recommend upgrading for the free package to the subscription? Do you get more value? Thank you. I just think that the subscription is nice because you can do Global Plus, you can DX feed, you can do the S&P futures, right? Like you can do the NQ. You can kind of see all different types of ideas around, you know, I don't know. You can add Solana, right? So you could just see more information and have access to things. Like Solana has some orders below there. Looks like 90.91 might be a good place. You know, you want to load up with the whales, and then they want to possibly take it to 102. So yeah, I always like having my own stuff personally. Being able to access things I need when I want them. If I'm on traveling, if I only have a little bit of time, and I only have internet while I'm traveling, and I want to see what I need to see. Yeah, so. What website can I use for charts on Solana? Yeah, we talked about a DEX screener. Yeah. What up, Sammy? Check out Solidus AITECH. Yeah, we've already looked at AITECH multiple times. We've talked about it on the channel. We missed the initial bigger pump. But let's take a look at AITECH. All right. Yeah, I remember like Crypto Wars talked about it too. I saw it on Token Metrics. So it came out. It was Dang, it did a 5x. Yeah, 1.7. So it's not up huge, but it's up pretty nice. 200-300%, right? The daily's a little overbought, but you're above a previous support or resistance. So here's the deal. I look for it to consolidate here. This would be great if it just makes some type of bull pennant or ascending triangle or something, and it gets ready for its next leg up. This is hot. People are talking about it. You're still early if you've just heard about it, for sure. It's got a beautiful double bottom. Previous resistance is support right there. It could go lower and make a falling wedge. Either one is amazing. I'll pull a Fibonacci here, and that 618 would be a nice scrumptious place. And if it goes sideways, then we know it's even more bullish because it doesn't even want to come back down to the 618. And that's why trading a flag is amazing, because it means, hey, we didn't even have to retrace to that retracement point to continue to go to the upside, right? So AITECH on my radar. It's definitely something I'll watch. It's in that place where it's ready for a good pump, where it already had an initial pump, a little pullback, and then more people will know about it. It definitely isn't a great place for a swing trade, not right now, but it's worth observing, getting ready for a swing trade. Thank you for putting AITECH on the radar. I'll be watching that closely. Let's look at XAI here. And wow, this coin just continues to moon. It's crazy. You never know which ones are going to moon, but I looked at this thing. I put it in this little flag here to 126, and there it goes. It did dip a little bit. I can't be perfect on every flag I draw. You can extend this, but, and that's what you would have done. Just extended the flag, and then you have it still. Wow, XAI continuing to rip faces off. We talked about this coin, went over it when it was on down here, right? You can see me kind of looking at it at 57. Insane. It did a dip down to 46, so now it's almost up about a 2.5x. Pretty crazy. XAI. I didn't get to focus on it personally at the perfect time. Let's look at XAI though. I did put it out yesterday at 9 at night. It did a little bit of a dip, but it did eventually give you some gains, right? It was a hotter coin to be paying attention to. I did put out this flag that never really paid out, right? It didn't plan out, but we looked at it with 111, and that's on 111 was the first time I looked at it, somewhere here at about 60 cents when XAI first kind of hit my radar. All right, chart's crazy. Look, I'd look for it to hit this target though, and then figure out where it wants to go from there. But it does look like there's more gains to be had. That little flag on the 30-second. This little flag could make some gains, right? This song reminds me of some type of like Metropolis mechanical like factory where like from the future or something real weird, right? XAI looks interesting for sure. All right. METIS, baby. You got to stay on METIS. It just continues to look interesting, right? Wow. So I drew this flag last night on the live stream, if you remember. And I was like, this thing looks likely. Here's another gains you guys could grab from the live stream. METIS, right? Might even been from the morning live stream and not even the late night live stream. But look, 1 hour in a flag. I gave this yesterday at 9:38 p.m. 1 hour in a flag, a lot of buzz for METIS. And there you go, like simple gains, right? Nothing's easy, but that's 11% overnight. I mean, in the stock market, they'd be freaking out if you did that in a month. Never mind while you went to bed. You know what I mean? So, bang, bang, bang. And look at the trading group. I mean, we hit Cyber Connect last night for gains. The accurate call for Bitcoin this morning in the trading group, right? The accurate call for Myro before it pumped. And there's way more gains in here, guys. There's way more gains. Like, we got to have a meeting. We'll have a meeting today. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I guess I always blame myself. Somehow I don't explain things better. I don't know how or why, but I want more and I don't explain it, right? And I think people can see what I can see, but they can't. So I got to explain it. But we can do better. I know we can. I'm getting sick of having to do it. You know what I mean? And it's like on me every time. And here's the thing. I'm just telling everyone, I post the gains, and then I have to go through and find all the gains every single day. And I hit a lot of gains, so it's like a constant work for me. And my team does it too, but then we still miss ones. And I'd like somebody to be like, dude, I will, every night or every morning, I will search through everything you posted. I will watch some of your live stream. I will click on, it's kind of it's like a full-time job though. You know, you have to like really put in like 4 hours every day and really look for my gains. You have to click, maybe not 4 hours, but it's like a 2.5 hour a day job. And then you have to kind of look in the morning. You have to check in the middle of the day. And you have to check it. It's a busy, like I spend like 2 to 3 hours a day posting gains. You know what I mean? So I really need help doing that so I can stop wasting my time doing it. That's where I sit. We're there. We're getting there. And my team does it mostly. Trust me, my team isn't amazing. They do mostly a good job, but we still miss some of the gains that I hit, right? Somehow, some way. It's a good thing. We hit so many gains, we miss some, right? I mean, it's amazing. It's like having to pay too many taxes, right? It's like a bad, good thing, right? You know, I'm watching METIS inside of this symmetrical triangle, and as long as it kind of hangs out in this pattern, I could see it doing more damage to the upside. It's already pumped pretty good, so even if it makes a gain, only at 20% to 151, but this thing is hot. And it's been ripping ever since it was 74 bucks. And even lower right down here, December 18th, it was 20 bucks. It's done a 6x. It's crazy how much these things are continuing to pump. High risk, high reward, but it's a hot coin right now on the radar. And we already took that little thing for gains today, so it's still up. Trade is still up. METIS DAO, right? That Manta protocol is starting to kind of beef up too. Manta, all right? And remember, this is not a signals group. I show you how to create your own signals, really, how to watch the market, how to set alerts. I want you to watch the market with me and go through what I go through. That's the beauty of this trading group. It's a school. You actually learn. You don't just get fed data. You actually learn how to become the data yourself. All right? Shout out to Crypto Kusuki. Hey, Sam, can we see Game Starter? It might be a gem. Can you check out SLO meme coin? Celebrate the first super chat by Jay Boggs. We did that. Capitalist Nomad. Do you mind checking out this meme coin called Trump? I don't want to be hit with too many memes. You guys can look at your old memes. Guys can take the TA that I do and then slap it on these coins. I don't want 10 meme coins a show. I'm sorry. I love y'all. And I don't want to discourage people from super chatting. But I also don't want young kids like just buying into, I don't want this to be the meme land, We can get into them. There's times for memes and there's times not. Rudy Ribnitz, wow, $111.76. Thank you so much for the love. Stacks on the 3-day looking for a long-term buy. SOFI stock. Can you look at MPL, please? Yeah. And we may have to start doing $10 super chats. Are guaranteed, and anything lower than that, we will get to if we can get to. We may have, I know that's horrible to do, but it's just where we talked about it with my team last week, and we said, because if I get 50 super chats for $2 or $3, I can't get to them. And if I can't get to them, it makes someone upset. I don't want to upset people. I want everyone to be happy. So to make everybody happy, I'd say, listen, $10 super chats all get taken for sure. Anything lower than that, if we can get to, we get to it, right? They do that on Mitch Ray's channel. He eventually had to stop and just say, hey, listen, only $10 or I can't do it, right? And I used to think that was weird, but now I understand why, because like the show just physically can't. It gets bogged down. Then you don't ever piss people off. You always want to make them happy, right? I'm not saying it's happening yet. We're still going to be open-minded. So you're going to still get but in the bull run, when it gets crazy, probably 4 or 5 months from now after the halving, definitely something that's probably going to get implemented. We came back down to the 618 Fibonacci level for Maple. It's a beautiful place to accumulate, in my humble opinion. 22-hour isn't in the best spot, but it's pumping up a little bit, holding above the 200. The daily looks good to me, and you're at the 618 Fibonacci. So, you're in a good spot. You've pumped up huge. You came back down. Maple, MPL. Target could be 29. I love that little word. She's so cute, man. Little kids scream and they're so fun to run around and chase and giggle and just. I'm just immersed with my kids, man. I spend all my day hanging out with my kids, laughing with them, giggling with them. Dude, I already made enough gains today to to pay my bills, to do what I had to do trading. Like trading already did well for me today on a Monday morning. I was up when I woke up, and then I made 2 trades. One from last night that I closed, and then one I woke up this morning. Perfect day. How can I join your team? Been in crypto since 2017. Disabled vet, so I have a lot of free time. I mean, you could email cryptolifers@gmail.com. You could tell us kind of what your plans are, what your dreams are, a little bit about yourself. And then you would meet with my head of operations. And if he feels like you mesh with us and your personality and kind of the way you approach it, he will then bring you to me while I interview you. But you'd have to make it through my team first before you even get to me. I used to do interviews and waste time. Now, no. My team will interview you. So email CryptoLifers and go through the process. My team will find out about you. And if they love you and it works out, then you'll get to me. And if you get to me, they wouldn't let you get to me unless they like you. And then we'll go from there. All right. So celebrate a first super chat from Richard Garcia. And we're going to look at slow meme coin, I guess, because it's your first. But we don't want this to be the meme center of the world. All right. And thank you, MacTire, for gifting 5 memberships. Very, very nice of you to gift memberships to people on the trading. That's super, super nice. Okay. What website can I use for charts on Solana? Yeah, we talked about that. I've never done crypto without you. God bless you, brother. Can we check out Grumpy MATIC? COREUM just in the dumps, man. Right? Link on the 6-hour and the 30-minute. UNIBOT. Just want to thank you for streaming every day. Thank you, Christian. Ryan Curry, Live, Laugh, Love. Stacks on the 3-day. Looking for a long-term buy. Shout out to everyone that sent in a super chat. And then you sent a $20 chat to ask how you could join the team. I mean, that's super nice of you, bro. You're already putting your best. I mean, that's pretty nice. You're spending money to ask if you can help. That's already kind of a green flag there for me, right? I mean, you're putting your best foot forward immediately. So most people wouldn't do that. So that tells me a little bit something about you already. All right. And I'm sorry. God bless your service. Thank you for serving. Thank you for serving. I think it's cool that I put the super chats out there. So SOFI stock on the NASDAQ. So the last time we looked at it, we talked about how the daily was coming to the 200 SMA. That has to hold. However, look, that's kind of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. It doesn't look amazing, all right? That was that projection that I had out there. That's your measured move, which you're on your way to. Can't stand these gaps on price action in the regular markets, though. It's so weird. After trading crypto, I just almost can't do it. It's like icky. It's like gross. I'm like, you don't have a clean pattern? Like you guys trade broken patterns all day long? Like, what the? I find it so weird. Let's look at the 15. I got to look at this fresh again. I mean, you're overbought on the weekly time frame, and you got bearish divergence. So, yeah, I know. Not amazing. This swings up while that swings down. It's a hidden bearish on the stochastics RSI. SOFI stock. So the weekly suggests that you're coming back down, making lower lows. I don't know, but you double top right here for sure, right? So your bigger time frames don't look amazing. Your 5 days said you go lower. Tight moving averages, though. And you got yourself a trend line. So if you can just kind of go sideways here. 3-day chart lost to 200 SMA. Not a good sign. More downside. The daily's about to lose its 200. So if the daily loses the 200, you're going lower. You really need this to kind of come down, bounce, get back above. You want to watch this consolidation. If you go lower than this, that's, and you break this trend line, that's going to be a wrap for SOFI. It's very overbought on the daily, oversold in the daily. It does suggest you can get a bounce. You would wait for this to go lower, then you get a little bit of hidden bullish, and it could save the day here. But only time will tell. I'm not a fan of it. I think there's better out there. If I was going to trade this, I'd wait for it to bounce, go like this. And once it got in here, I'd get in here at a 1 hour bullish div at the bottom of the channel, and then I would trade it And that would probably take like 4 months, I feel like, to get in here and to get out there. But that's how I look at SoFi. That's what I see. I could be completely wrong. I'm not trying to say everything I say is 100%. It's just what I see happening. All right. Let's take a look at Stacks. And we talked about Stacks. It did break out. It came right back down, though, and gave it all back, just like Bitcoin did, because it's attached to the Bitcoin ecosystem. And Stacks had a major run up. And you can see it kind of broke the parabola there. Finally, once it loses the 200, the 21, usually you drop. So let's take a look. The 4-hour loss is about, all right, there you go. So Stacks, to me, it's interesting. That's a flag that could continue to pump. Watch out for the double bottom, not being able to get above resistance at $2.05. Could definitely happen. All right. The target there is about 237 for Stacks, STX. 4-hour looks okay. 8-hour looks okay. Wow, it's more, you know, it's got some love. It's not amazing. But it's oversold on almost every single time frame, and previous resistance is support. We could get a bounce here for STX, Stacks, USDT.D, USDT, yeah. USDT, right? 233 would be the target. You'd be looking, you know, for some issues here when you hit that first level at 204. It's very oversold on many time frames. You know, if I didn't see it like that, I'd say it would go down. The idea is once it loses this kind of trend line, it would probably go lower too. You're almost in a bullish megaphone. You see that? But there's liquid staking coming to Stacks. There's a lot of news coming for Stacks. Hard to believe it would dump so hard, right? But you never know. If it loses this level here, it's definitely going to drop down to 138. And if it loses that level, it's dropping to 117. It's not amazing, I'll tell you that. I'm getting some mixed signals from it, but that falling wedge could break to the upside. UNIBOT, right? Which I believe is a bot for scalping. Dang, man, I looked at this just the other day and I didn't get in, and it ripped. It's funny, I've been watching this now for the last 4 or 5 days since I saw it on Twitter. UNIBOT. To me, it's in consolidation. That's beautiful consolidation. And it looked like if it got back to its all-time high, 229%, and already kind of shaved 100% off that now. It's crazy, right? And since I looked at it, it's up 94%. That's nuts. UNIBOT. I learned about it. I probably half knew about it 4 or 5 months ago, but if it was out, but I have heard about it. And then I finally looked into it, I'd say 8 days ago. And now I'm on and off kind of looking at it, and I'm happy you brought it back up because it's been something that I've been keep running into. That's how the show happens. I'll keep running into a coin, and then I know the coin's hot. The show itself will teach me if a coin is hot. You get it? It's pretty awesome. So if I keep showing up every day, you guys lead me down the pathways, you know. And then I do my own deep dives, token metrics. We do our research. I watch other YouTubers. I get in as much information as I can, and we go from there. Can UNIBOT continue? It's in a bit of a flag here on the 12-hour, and it's in a rising wedge flag that could break up. Has some bullishness to it too as well. The 8-hour says that UNIBOT's about to continue to pump, at least for 35% to 140. Interesting. Let's take a look at MATIC, MATIC, an oldie but goodie. I see MATIC getting to $5, and that's probably about it. You know, I don't know if it's going to do anything bigger than that. I do see this shoulder, head, right shoulder. It's a little, you know, apart, but I got this chart already done on MEXC for us, though. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So, look, I had this falling wedge. It broke out, but definitely kind of a shoulder, head, right shoulder vibe for sure. I mean, without a doubt. Bitcoin tanks. It's going to take MATIC down. It'll take every bigger coin down. That's what's going to happen. 3-day chart for MATIC is oversold. Wants to get a bit of a bounce. This really weird uptrend, right? Like, this is what I see. So, it looks a lot like what we just looked at for... what coin did we just look at that it looked like that? Stacks. STX looks a lot like MATIC. They look very similar. Sometimes I try to delete my old work and look if there's something that I can't see that I'm not paying attention to. To me, that's a symmetrical triangle about to, something's happened for MATIC. So a move is coming for MATIC, and it's coming soon, right? Length of the base. Yeah, move coming for MATIC, and a move is coming pretty soon for MATIC, right? So I'm watching this closely. Tight moving averages too, point of control. So here's the deal. I mean, high risk, high reward, right? You either get stopped out or you go for it. It's got a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio. Chance MATIC actually does break out here. I didn't see this before, see? That's why I do things differently every time. And MATIC on the 4 hour suggests it could break out. Look for MATIC to pierce 9.4. If it pierces 9.4, comes back down, it's a buy. If it breaks down here and retest, it's a short. MATIC's about to make a move sooner than later. Honestly, I don't know which way it's going to go. The stochastic suggests to the upside. So that's why I like symmetrical triangles. But this pattern itself, I see break down more. If you can't get back above the 200 SMA, you're going to slump. Look for price action to get back above that 200 SMA. That's going to give you the idea that, then I would, if I close a 4 hour above that 200, it's telling me that MATIC can get busy. Right now, it's below it. You see that? You want to see this yellow line. You want to see these candles close above that. That would be confirmation that MATIC, could be starting to get a bullish move to 127. All right. But a move is coming for MATIC soon. It's just too tight. Oh, my workout today was amazing. Thank you for pushing me to work out, babe. Get me back in my grind. I really appreciate it. I love you more than you would ever know. I thank you for your constant support, love, and always being there for me. Let's take a look at Caspa and Game Starter, and then we're out of here for the day. COREUM on the 3 days just dumping to the downside. You guys keep asking about it. The thing is in the tubes, man. If you like it, accumulate. If you don't, leave it alone. There's really nothing else to say about it, in my humble opinion. And I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, right? I'd like to see Caspa bounce up this channel and start to consolidate. Looks like it may actually do so. Previous resistance became support, and this would be really how Caspa begins to brew for its next big move. Just a giant consolidation. The 8 hour suggests we could get a move back to the top of the pattern. We've been hanging out down here. Caspa's got to break back up. Boom, boom, and then just get this sideways price action, start to make a beautiful channel, and that could put Caspa back at 24. We would make life-changing gains. That would put the Caspa bag to 100K. Then we'd only have to 10x. We'd only have to get to $1, or we'd only have to get to $2 to make $1 million. I'm making $500,000 to $1 million off Caspa. I'm making it really clear. I'm going to do it in front of everybody. You're going to watch me do it. All right? It's been taking me, it'll be a 2.5 year thing, and it will take me, it's like, people don't realize, man, they think trading is like day trading. Some of my trades take 2 years, 2.5. Like, I got into Caspa, I researched it. Then it was under a penny, I started getting in. Then when it ripped up crazy, I sold off, bought back in. Ripped up crazy, sold off, bought back in. Kept using the profits that I made to get more Caspa, right? Did that over and over in front of you guys. Then wailed in, right? I bought 10 grand of it at like, what was it? I think the price was somewhere at like 10.5, 10.6, and even at 9.9, I even bought 5 grand, I believe, at like 11.5. But then I amassed a huge bag of it. Like today, I believe I have, 60 grand worth of Caspa, 58,000 or something insane. And then when that rips again and continue, when it finally gets to $2, it may take another year, a year and a half. And so, yeah, I made 500 grand or $1 million, but it would have been it would have taken so much of my time. It would have taken so much of my conviction. I had to stay on it. I had to push forward. I had to keep going. So, that's the beautifulness of trading. It's like, you get rewarded for your long-term patience, right? So look, we got the break to the upside. That would have been a stop out. I did not open the trade. I want to make that really clear. I'm waiting for confirmation, right? The 7-minute got back above the 200 SMA. That's a bullish sign, right? That would say, hey, I wouldn't want to short now. That's a good sign, right? And the ascending triangle broke to the upside. You can see where we're going. It's not amazing. Now you got to see if you can take the 15-minute 200 SMA out. If you do that, then you're going for the 1 hour 200 SMA, and so on and so forth. And this is the progression of bullishness, just like the progression of bearishness. It's very, it's like when you're on the 50-yard line. You can't get to the touchdown until you go to the 40, then the 30, then the 20, then the 10, right? You don't just skywalk over the 20-yard line. You have to walk over it. I mean, you could jump over it, you know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying? You have to pass over it. Same thing with trading. Everyone gets bogged out, but like if you have these parameters set, then well, I can't go here till we break through that. And that's a really calm way to see things, because then you feel like you're in control. Right now we're above the 200 SMA and the 7. That's a bullish sign. As long as that happens, we can go to the 15-minute. If this rolls over and we end up below it, then we know that it didn't pan out. We didn't have enough bullishness. Remember, even though we are at 42,650 and things look okay, we have so much liquidity down at 39,000 for Bitcoin. So just be very, very careful. And it is Monday, all right? I don't overstay my boundaries on Monday. But look, this is a nice pump. 1 minute actually is in the flag right now. This is a flag I would trade. See that? That's a little scalperino right there to the upside. Stochastics are kind of bending in your favor. That's a quick scalp right there. At 10x leverage, that's 4% gains. 20x, it's 8%. 30x, it's 12, right? High risk, high reward. You got to know what you're doing to trade the smaller time frames. But they don't look too bad. That 1 minute does look like we could continue. Wow, we went over a lot today. I hope you guys learned a lot. I did. I saw some things about the charts that I didn't even know I didn't know yet, right? Is this game stars or game starter? You said game starter, right? But I don't see it anywhere. Let's see if we can find it here on CoinMarketCap. Bitcoin, let's F and G. You guys are funny, man. Back to 19. Is it back to 19? I sold 1930 earlier today, or last night. Let's see, 1928 now. Celestia, the hottest coin in the game right now. XAI getting that, and we were in that. Look, Myro back to 13. I'm going to put out a Myro update to the trading group, but you won't get it here. So if you want to know more about Myro, I'm going to do an exclusive update for Myro in the trading group. I see game stars. I don't see game starter anywhere. 3333333, which is crazy, right? Yield Guild Games is on my radar too, up 3% today. And Naka is something that I continue to add to my bag, right? Yeah, you said game starter. I can't find game starter. I can find games though. BNB address. We'll head over to Deck Screener. The eagle watches everything. See the eagle on Deck Screener? And it's probably not what you're asking about. This thing looks like a rug, so I'm going to move on. Yikes. You talking to me? What? Thanks, babe. On TradingView. Game Swift. Yeah. Game USDT. Oh, game. Yeah, I seen the S. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I added the S there. Game starter on Gate.io. Wow, it's pumping hard, right? 4 cents in it all, man. I mean, why didn't you guys tell me about it when it was 4 cents? You know what I mean? Like, this is like, who keeps doing this? Who did this? Who gave us this? Who are you? I want to find out who you are. I like you. We're going to become friends now. But who asked about this coin? Game starter. Let's take a look. Who asked about this coin? Game. Crypto Kasuki. Man, can you give us these way before, like, when they're at 5 cents, man? Come on, man. You know? This thing has already done a 5x. And I'm not saying it can't continue, but, like, you're going to show me a 5x coin. I'm supposed to get excited. It's just not a guy like me, not a guy that's 50x, 60x and likes to find the gems. But it's already up huge, babe. Yeah, but I want this guy to give it to us early bird. Like, I want him to backtest how we found this and get the next one. You know what I mean? Right? He can do that. Like, I want to empower him to be amazing. This thing could continue to pump. 4 hour looks okay. Not amazing, though. High risk, high reward. I don't know enough about it. It's a newer coin. I don't trade Gate.io. I don't have a Gate.io account. So, but GameStart are definitely something to look at on the radar. And we appreciate you giving it to us. We do. I'm just joking around a little bit. Link and COREUM. Let's take a look at Chainlink here on Mexi. Chainlink. So Chainlink's been trending for whatever reason. All right. Let's see if I can see something different. You know, it's kind of like MATIC, right? It's like this. They're all in these little tight little channels, just like MATIC. And they're either going to find their way or not. Hello? Hello? Who was that? What? What do you mean nothing? But why would you why would you lie? Why would you not tell me what you're doing? Because you're door dashing again? Is that what you're doing? Uber Eats? How dare you? How dare you Uber Eats my life away? We never were an Uber Eats family, man. We didn't do what everyone else did. And now you're just like everybody else. We didn't do it like this, babe. We weren't an Uber Eats family. We didn't DoorDash. We never did that stuff. We went out to eat like real people. You know? We didn't sit in our homes and eat in our pajamas all day long. We got dressed. We went out. We had a nice time. We said hi to the server. For crying out loud, wife. What are we doing to ourselves here? No, she's pregnant. She needs her food delivered. She gets nauseous if she doesn't get her food. So the fastest she can think of something and get her food right to where she wants. We went over Syncus a long time ago. I wonder how it's doing. Sam, what are your thoughts on XNA? XNA is just a long-term hold for me. You know what I mean? High frequency group of the game. Shout out to Crypto Bear Baker. Just like everybody else. Better keep her happy, man. Spoil the wifer, man. I will. No Uber Eats in this house. I know, right? I'm invited to a bachelor party in March. Will likely need to pay $2K. It's a good group of guys, and I want to be there to support them. But I'm also on a tight budget. Friends are greater than crypto in this situation. Honestly, no. Like, I never did any stuff like that. Like, people be like, hey, can you come to my wedding? It's going to cost you $2,000. Like, I didn't go to the wedding, man. I'm sorry. Like, and you can say whatever you want. Like, I'd call my dad. My dad would be like, screw that. Why are you going to spend money on that guy's wedding? That was the advice my dad would give me. He's like, you see him next week. Everyone gets drunk at the wedding anyway. Half the night's a bunch of cars. Send the guy a gift card. Take him to lunch in a couple months. He'll like that even more. And so, like, my dad always had a way of saying things, and that's how we would talk, and it made sense to me. So I never had a wedding. You know what I mean? I think they're kind of a waste of money, honestly. Like, just get a family and friends together and enjoy yourselves. Have a nice dinner. Go to you really have to rent out a huge hall and walk around. Get on the microphone. Like, I think some people just want to be celebrities for the night. You know what I mean? It's like the one, but I get it. It's the one night of your life. You want to remember it. But people spend $100,000 on weddings, $50,000, $20,000. I mean, if my daughter wants, I'm probably going to be the guy that does it though. Because hopefully I'll be loaded and I'll be like, hey, let me have my daughter will have the biggest wedding ever, It's kind of it's the bride's father throwing like how successful he is, really. Like, if you're super rich, then you want your daughter to have the biggest wedding ever, right? It's kind of like I just realized it's the father throwing his weight around. You know what I mean? That's really what it is, right? But yeah, man, I always got to these destination weddings and all this stuff, and I just was like, I would call my friend back, listen, man, I can't make it. Like, I got to buy Bitcoin right now. I'll be honest. If it was me, I'm not spending the $2,000. I'm putting $2,000 into an asset that's going to change my life, man. I'm being honest with you. That's me, but you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice. You call me cold, hard, whatever you want. I lived in a one-bedroom apartment for 10 years because I wanted to buy BTC, because I wanted to become a multimillionaire. I was going to become a multimillionaire. It wasn't going to happen. Like, I was going to make it happen. There was no way I wasn't going to make it. That was it. I was going to die trying, So I'm happy you asked that question, though, because I was able to get that off my chest. All right. Don't remember my wedding. The homies gave me payback for all the shots I fed them on their day. Funny. Got married on the beach and just threw a backyard party. Saved money for a house. Better plan. I love that. Sounds great, Busted Crypto. It really depends on what your budget is. If you can afford it, go and enjoy it. Wow. Divorce rate, 50% these days. Trading has a better success rate. Not for everybody, but some people do, right? When I started, I didn't. All right. Let's take a look at COREUM here on MEXC. Starting to flatten out, finally. Starting to finally flatten on out. You can see consolidation, right? It pumps, it consolidates. It finally finds an area that it likes to kind of get bought up. And that's people buying into that area, right? And creating pressure. Doesn't mean it can't make a descending triangle and dump, which it looks like it may. I'm not a fan of what it looks like. But again, I've seen these pump. It is consolidation. You're looking for the 6 hour to come closer to that 200 SMA. And COREUM could finally get its move back to the upside here after weeks of dumping since it started from that high on December 17th. So it's been about a month, shy 2 days, right, on COREUM. Let's take a look at BTC. What's happening to Bitcoin? It was getting a little bit of a pump. It's still at 42,640, kind of right where I last saw it. We saw this beautiful channel. We did get a pump. We got to 42,700, so this did play out. You got a little bit of a move here. Trading futures, I moved my stop loss to break even immediately. Be very, very cautious. But again, I mean, price action's in some chop right now. I'd be careful. I'm getting mixed signals. I see a shoulder, head, shoulder there for a dump. The cool thing is you got above the 7-minute 200, right? Can you keep that? That's all. I'd monitor that throughout the day. And then look at my daily. What do I want my daily to do? Yeah, so look, previous resistance right there. Can the daily close above 42,005, right? Like that's like, I start small, right? We can close above 42,500. I would love it if we got even further. Can we get back inside the pattern? Price action can break back inside this pattern, then we can break out of the pattern. It's really crucial we get back inside this trend line. We don't, it's a bearish retest. You're going to see more downside. The 1 hour will come up. It'll roll over like a quarter way through, and we'll just roll right over. The 4 hour does not look good. All right? It will have to kind of go sideways here and hold us down. We must break back inside the pattern. Get rid of the moving averages again so you can see this really clearly. You got to break back inside this trend line. This has to be a bear trap. Like this was a bull trap. This has to be a bear trap, and they bring us back inside before they rip us back up. We'll know because we'll come and bearishly retest this. We'll lose 200 SMAs of the 7 and the smaller time frames, and then we'll follow through with the movement to the 15 of the 1 hour. So have no fear. I'll be able to show you what's likely going to happen no matter what. Watch for Bitcoin to stay above the 200 SMA on the 7-minute and then continue to the 15. If not, this flag will continue to fill out, and it's likely that we dump in the bear flag down to my target there at 37,900. Remember, the probability is in our favor that we will go down because we keep not able to get above a previous resistance. That tells you have to heed the bearishness. You're in a trend that's down. Also, there's way more liquidity down all the way to 39K. That's exactly my target too. You know, one of them right there, right? 39 right here is about 39,000. So it tells us there's liquidity down here for this move to be played out. All right. If I enter the short, I will let you know in the trading group. All right. I will go over my role in the trading group. I said that already. God bless everybody. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for jumping on in and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome. Come one, come all. I'll be back tomorrow for Bitcoin, and we're going to go over Bitcoin dominance. We usually look at the S&P futures too if we get a chance, but they weren't open today. Really no point. You know what I mean? So, but everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. Enjoy your Monday with your family. If your kids are off from school, my kids are too. It's kind of like a weekend holiday, so enjoy it. Soak it up. You'll be back to work tomorrow anyway. Enjoy your team. Enjoy your life. Everyone, I appreciate you. I care about you. Thank you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. And I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for a beautiful live stream. Gratitude is the attitude towards abundance every single day of your life. Amen. This guy asked, what's the best DEX screener? And it's called DEX Screener. He's like, what's the best DEX screener? DEX Screener. He's like, what's the best DEX screener? I'm like, it's called DEX Screener. Like, it's pretty straightforward. Smart move, right? Name it what it is. Go to deckscreener.com, my man. God bless. Dex Tools ain't bad. All right. Dex Tools is great too. They both work.